Garcia. The Crusader are coached by Jewett. After her coach out in late April, Jewett Crusader are very experienced and they have been learning all summer long. The 2021 Crusader varsity cheerleaders are senior captain All-American Jessica Whitney, senior captain Madison Allen, senior All-American Haley Echo, senior Gabby Fernandez, senior Clara Kickoff, senior All-American Caroline Hudson, junior All-American Isabel Lewis, senior Megan Noble, junior Audrey O'Hagan, senior Senior Club President Ava Elder, senior All-American Katie Phillips, junior All-American Juliana Pratt, junior All-American Margaret Rogan, junior All-American Lily Zeller, junior Catherine Schultz, senior three-time All-American Arden Staples, junior All-American Monica Villasenor, coach Adrian Dorial Matthews, cheerleaders Kate Phillips and Arden Staples.
You saw my statement, right? And you saw one of our unfilthy social media. Absolutely, I am.
I'm sorry? I think that's the service.
Yes, hang on. Programs, I have one left, I keep one. No problem. No, I don't need it. I just brought and I put one in each area and one space I kept it. In case anyone needs it. You got it. And you just add it from my copies as well.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Crusader Sports Network pregame show. Tonight, your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders will be taking on the A-Leaf Taylor Lions here at Clay Stadium. Before we get that game started, let's just run down a few things, a few stats. We'll get an interview from Connor O'Hara, and you'll also hear my keys to the game. So first of all, Strake Jesuit has a 1-4 record this year so far, 1-3 on the district. This is a district game. A-Leaf Taylor has a 1-3 record and a 1-2 record on the district. So this is a crucial game for both teams. If either one of these teams wants to make the playoff, they have to get this game. Let's take a look back at last week and how both of these teams did. Last week, Strake Jesuit took a pretty tough loss to Pearland Dawson. They're undefeated so far, so you don't want to diminish them, but it was a 50-7 loss. It was on the road for Strake Jesuit. Connor O'Hara had 65 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. But overall, he's had a really good season. He's coming back from a major injury, didn't play at all last year. He's got 648 yards on the year. I think if they get him going tonight, he's going to have another great game, just like he did against A-Leaf Hastings a few weeks ago. In the second half, they did bring in Bryce Fukic. He had 60 yards and an interception. He's a sophomore, so he's got a great future with this team. I just think that they want to ease him in a little bit more, make sure that he's more mature before he's, your day one guy probably next year. The defense got an interception, so that was one of the bright spots. They did score the first touchdown of the game, and then they gave up 50 unanswered points. But they're looking to bounce back tonight. Another team of course, that's looking to bounce back is A-Leaf Taylor. They took a 26-7 loss to Pearland. That's a team that Strake Jesuit had lost to as well. Tyler King rushed for 82 yards. He had a touchdown. That was their only touchdown on the game, but he also ran for 84 receiving yards. So this guy's a wide receiver, but they're using him in a number of different ways. Last week, obviously, they used him as both a running back and a wide receiver. So Coach Kubiak and the defensive squad are really going to have to look out for him early in the game to see what he's going to be doing this week. So Jesuit has only had 2 meetings with Taylor. They've been in the same district for a couple of years now. They've won both of them, both by pretty large margins. So like I said, both teams are going to have to win this game if they have any shot or any plans of being in the playoffs. And even at that, it's going to be a Cinderella story if either one wants to win one game in the playoffs, much less end up in AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Well, I said that we would have an interview with Connor O'Hara. So without further ado, this is 50 Yards with Connor O'Hara. Welcome back to another episode of 50 Yards. I'm Will Turboff, and that is QB1 Connor O'Hara. So let's go ahead and get this started. Connor, you just came back from a major injury. What was that whole process like?
That was incredibly difficult, but having a good support system with the school, my family, and friends, it made it a lot easier once I was able to come back and start working out.
Who would you say that you model your game after?
I'd say mostly a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning type person.
Nice, legends there. What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time is The Accountant.
And I've heard you have a nickname. What is it?
It's Juju in Hollywood.
Nice. Last question. You were recently nominated for VIPE Houston Football Player of the Week. What does getting that honor feel like?
That feels amazing, especially after last year, coming out after like 3 weeks and getting that award. It feels amazing.
Well, that's going to conclude this episode of 50 Yards. We'll see you next time. Well, I want to thank Connor for doing that interview with me. We have a few of those up. We have one with Robert Smith, and we also have one with Joel Crawford on the way. So make sure to subscribe to SJet News to see those when they first premiere. Before we head down to Clay Stadium, I just have a few keys to this game that I think if the Crusaders can do these, that they will probably win this game against A-Leaf Taylor. The first one is that they've got to get the ground game running from the start. Utilize both Alex May and Joel Crawford. Both of those guys are very quick. They've both given you a lot of production this year. So if you get them going from that first drive, maybe get a rushing touchdown, or if O'Hara's doing good, maybe get a passing touchdown. But as long as you're producing something on that first drive, I think they're gonna end up having a great game. The second one is have faith in Connor O'Hara. They took him out after the first half, and obviously they were down by a lot. They probably weren't gonna win that game, and they didn't. But leave this guy in for the whole game, even if we're up by a lot. I think that just having faith in him and showing him that he is QB1 and he's our guy, that he's going to play better. Don't let a first drive touchdown for Taylor demoralize these guys. So Strake Jesuit has given up a lot of first drive touchdowns on defense this year. Just to note a few, Shadow Creek and C. King in the opener, both of those teams had huge rushing touchdowns to start the game. And Strake Jesuit ended up giving a lot of points up throughout the duration of those games. So I think if you can hold A-Leaf Taylor to a 3-and-out on that first drive, you may end up giving up not a lot of points, maybe none. And then the last key to this game is something that I've really focused on. People thought I was joking for a while, but special teams is one of the strong points of this team. Liam Garcia has had some great punts. In the last game against Shadow Creek, although it wasn't a great offensive game, special teams was great. Liam Garcia had, I think, 3 punts within the 10-yard line and a few within the 5. So if you're on that punt team, I think that the special teams coordinator has to emphasize, make sure that ball gets down. Being from within the 5-yard line to within the 20 is a huge difference. Well, it looks like it's about time to hand it over to our commentators down at Clay Stadium. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Crusader Sports Network, bringing you this live action here from Clay Stadium between the A-Leaf Taylor Lions and the Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders. My name is Diego Sanchez, and I'm alongside my partner, Matthew Cabrera. Matthew, how are you seeing things playing out here tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be an electric game tonight. You know, Strake Jesuit coming up after a very difficult loss, 50-7 against Dawson, but tonight, you know, they're up against a very middle opponent, but I think they can pull out the win here tonight, Diego. You know, with players such as, they're taking a knee here.
Yeah, just the pre-game rituals underway here. But as you said, some key players are going to have to show up here tonight, specifically Connor O'Hara. You know, we want to see him bounce back and bring this team to a win. This is a very, very critical game for the Crusaders if they want to keep their hopes of any postseason football alive.
Definitely. And I think we're going to see some action from Joel Crawford really early on in the game, as Coach Kuga likes to make him run through those B gaps a lot, and he really likes to push him to gain some yardage there. So, yeah, Diego, who do you think are going to be some of the key players tonight?
Well, I already alluded to Connor O'Hara. I think he's got to step up for his team big time. You know, we saw in that first win that Jesuit had, when he was able to step up and come in big for the team, the Crusaders were able to pull out the win. So I think a big performance from him tonight will surely bring Crusaders into the win column. We'll be right back after the prayer and the national anthem. All right, we are just about ready to get underway with kickoff here. It's a beautiful night here for some football and what should be a very close game, but nonetheless, the Crusaders have a great shot at taking the win tonight.
Definitely. I got to speak with two key players tonight, one being Jacob Syke and also Spencer Cole. Jacob Syke said this is going to be a very physical game for them, and you know, it's do or die for them tonight, since they have to win this game and their next games to be considered for the playoffs. So, you know, it's definitely going to be a tough game for them. They're going to give it all they got. And also Spencer Cole is saying that they're very confident that they will get the win tonight. So, you know, they're hyped and they're ready to go tonight.
Yeah, as you were mentioning, Jacob Syke here, he's the captain for the team, taking the toss in the middle of the field. So Jesuit has won the toss and has elected to receive the kick. So the Crusaders offense will have the first chance to draw blood here. And, you know, we were talking about in the post-game show, you know, Will Turboff was alluding to this in the pregame show, excuse me. But the Crusaders need to get up early, and they can't let Taylor, you know, take any lead early on in the game. They can't let it demoralize them. They have to be the first ones to strike, and the Crusaders are going to set themselves up in a position to do so by taking this kickoff first.
Yeah, definitely, and we're going to see some action here from Connor O'Hara very soon. So I'm very excited to see what he has to give to us today. You know, especially he likes running those play action plays a lot, and you know, we're going to see how that works out for them tonight.
Taylor set to get things started here with the opening kickoff. Holden Maples down there to return the kick for the Crusaders.
It's going to the 20 right now. And the ball seemed to pass a little bit farther down than Striker would have liked. But it'll be stopped there at around the 13.
Yep, that is a recovery there by number 3, Craig Royal. It was an awkward kick, to be honest with you, from the kicker from Taylor. But nonetheless, the Crusaders will retain possession, and they'll start this drive at around the 14-yard line. So O'Hara leading the offense out there now for the first time. They're in the I formation here. One back in the backfield, sending his man in motion. O'Hara takes the snap. Play action, looking deep, and overthrows Robert Smith there. And as you said, Matthew, that play action showing it from the very first play.
Exactly, and that play right there we just saw with Robert Smith, I think that's exactly what they need to be doing. You know, these last couple games they started off running with Crawford a lot, and you know, adding May in there into the mix. But those passes to Robert Smith are going to be crucial in this game. You know, they're going to gain a lot of yardage. That pass specifically was a little bit off, but of course, you know, with some more plays, I think they're gonna find the rhythm.
Send the tie in motion once again. Similar formation. Hand to May. Big gap for May to the inside. Cuts in loose. Down to the 35-yard line goes Alex May. First down, Crusaders.
Oh, there we go. Alex May once again showing his speed right there and showing his determination to get through that defensive line. A great play from him.
You know, as we said in the pregame show, Alex May was going to have to step up here and make some really key runs. And you saw there the blocking was good. He found his gap and was able to make an excellent run.
Yeah, definitely some clinical blocking there from Jewett. Great start for them. Great aggressive start from them right now.
Single back in the backfield now. O'Hara, play action, dumps it off to the tight end.
Oh, he's on a
Still
run.
Moving.
He's found a good lane there. And he'll be stopped there around the 40.
Yeah, that was the dump off to number 81, Thomas Jewett, the junior who has proven to be such a reliable target for O'Hara. And it sets up second down and about 1.
Definitely, that was a great combination there with Jewett. And those are the small plays that they need to make, especially Jewett, who's you know, we just saw made a really nice creative turn right there, and that's what they need. They need to be a little bit creative and a little bit flexible with their plays. So great to see that from Jewett.
Pistol formation now here for Jesuit. They'll hand it to May, but he fumbles the ball, and O'Hara steps on it.
There's a flag on the play as well, I believe.
There's no flag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a fumble there, but big miscommunication. You saw the defensive end from Taylor was able to get out to the edge. May has to change his run completely, and he just runs into his lineman, losing the ball. And yeah, now the Crusaders are in a 3rd and long situation after setting up such a great position on second down.
I mean, thankfully Connor O'Hara was able to jump on the ball, but you know, just very unfortunate mistake there. So Connor O'Hara once again with snap. Oh, it's an incomplete pass there.
Yeah, just barely missing his target, and this is going to bring the punt unit onto the field. So Liam Garcia, you know, we were mentioning him as one of the highlights of this Jesuit special teams, and the team in general, really. He's had a lot of solid punts. He's got a great leg. Looking to pin down Aleve Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. He's been very crucial to this Jesuit special teams, and you know, he got 3 punts within the 10-yard line in the last game. So here we go again for Liam Garcia. We get it down to about the 25. Aleve on the run here. Drake Jesuit stop him right about the 35, 30, 36.
So the Lions are going to start this drive at around the 36-yard line. And onto the field comes the Lion offense. You know, what are some of the key players on that Lions side, Matthew?
Well, it's definitely going to be, you know, we know their QB1, Esteban Torres. You know, he's had some great yardage this season, but some of the key players, of course, are Tyler King, who seems to be an all-purpose back there. He ran for 82 yards on 5 carries.
And Jacob Syke coming in hot with pressure, and he gets to the quarterback. Just as we were saying, Jacob Syke, man, tell me about him.
Definitely a beast on the field, a Harvard commit as well. So he's really out there. Each game we see him come after a defender and just really lift him up from the ground and just push him out of the way. So, I mean, yeah, he's a great player for Jewett, and I'm hoping to see a lot of similar plays tonight. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like it might be on Taylor here. And it will go against Taylor. False start is the call, and it's going to set up a 2nd down and 15. So, like you said, the run game was pretty critical for Taylor last game, even though they lost to Pearland. Very tight game indeed. Tyler King was their main rusher.
Jesuit pushing back hard, and they bring back that A-Leaf running back there. I don't think they got any yards in that at all.
No, the D-line held once again. And, man, what a great first possession. We said in the pregame, we said the Crusaders were going to have to make a big stop on the first drive and not allow Taylor to get up early in this game.
Definitely. As you saw in the replay there, he just got into that line, and then he was about to turn away. He knew he could not get through there.
Hand again from Taylor. Nothing to go there.
Nothing at all.
Brought down. Jacob Syke was in on the action.
Yeah, Jesuit not giving a single inch to Taylor right now. That defense is strong.
It really is, and Tyler King getting shut down early could be a key for Crusaders. And the punt unit will now go on the field for Taylor. And Saison back there to return for the Crusaders. We've seen a couple of good returns from him this season.
Yeah, definitely. He's got some offers as well from schools. So we'll see how this goes. And they're off with the kick.
Oh,
it's a very lopsided kick there.
It is an awkward punt indeed, Matthew.
It'll go out around the 50-yard line.
Yeah, that punt was not what the Taylor Lions wanted. It's going to set the Crusaders up with excellent field position. Let's see if Connor O'Hara can muster a drive up here.
They got some pretty good field position right here, and definitely with some runs from number 13, Robert Smith. I think they're in a really good position to score right here.
You mentioned Robert Smith there, playing the very wide out position. They'll go in the I formation here. O'Hara taking snap under center. They'll hand to Crawford. Got a big hole. Crawford's still going, and he's wrestled down at about the 40-yard lines. It's a Crusader first down.
Great run there from Crawford. Classic play from him, just running straight down through that B gap and getting some crucial yardage for Jesuit. Getting that first down from them once again.
We've seen Alex May have a great play here tonight. We saw Crawford with an excellent run. Tell me about that dynamic between both runners.
Well, I mean, they're going to be used on and off. I mean, Coach Kubiak likes to use them. Whenever one gets tired, he just replaces them with the other one. That's how flexible they are, and that's how useful they are to this team. Because, if it ain't broke, he won't fix it. So.
Ooh, bit of jumping right there on the line, but no call there. Play action. O'Hara dumps it off to Crawford. Nowhere to go. Still fighting, but he's brought down behind the yard of scrimmage. But there is laundry on the field. Let's see who is at fault. The officials are conferring here. Face mask on the defense, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Crusaders.
Well, this is great for Jesuit, getting some more yardage here and exactly in the spot where they need to be. So yeah, looks like they'll be at around the 35 or 25-yard line right now.
Excellent field position here for the Crusaders. Their first drive inside of the red zone. Let's see if O'Hara can capitalize. One back in the backfield, it's Crawford. Bunch formation to the right. He'll take it under center. Audible from O'Hara. Doesn't like what he sees. They'll toss to Crawford to the outside. A lot of room to run. It's going to be a foot race. Crawford with a cutback. Still going Crawford, and he's brought down at the 10-yard line.
And they have got into the red zone there, right against A-Leaf Taylor's end zone right there. So they're in a great position to score right here. Possibly another run from Crawford. I see him scoring right here. What do you think, Diego?
Yeah, the Crusaders are in a great position to score. And with runs like that from Crawford, we've just seen the run defense from from Taylor might not be that strong. They found their weakness for sure on these runs, and they're going to have to capitalize on that all night long. As I say that, they run the same exact formation. They'll hand to Crawford again. This time he takes it to the side. Crawford to the edge and into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Crusaders. That was a great run from Crawford there. Found some great space. And here he is celebrating with his team, with his coaches. They're loving it. Jewett are up 6-0 in the first quarter.
Great run from Crawford. It's designed to go to the right side at first, but he sees that entire space is clogged up, decides to switch it, takes to the edge using that speed, and gets it in for the score, and the Crusaders are up first.
They have definitely found A-Leaf's weakness right here. Here we go for the PAT, and it'll be good. 7-0.
Max Castellanos drills it home, and the Crusaders go up 7-0 with 6:23 left to go in the first quarter. Matthew, what are your takeaways from that drive?
Well, it was a great drive there from Jewett, especially from Joel Crawford. He was just leading the team the whole time, finding these lanes where he's able to get through. As you just saw in that the final play there, he's very able to switch gears right there and maintain that speed that he has. Even though he's a little bit shorter, he has some great speed to him, some great power. So he's going to be crucial throughout this whole game, him and Alex May.
Absolutely. We talked about how Jewett had to get that run game going, and they've done it so far here tonight. So Joe Monero now with his first kick of the night. He has very solid kickoffs. The Crusaders did have one kickoff touchdown returned against them this season. It was the first game against King. But after that, they have seemed to have tightened up their special teams. Let's see what Monero goes. I imagine he's going to just drill this, look for a touchback. Down to return for Taylor is number 8, Jordan Conception.
Joseph Monero with the kick. It's a good pick there from Joseph. And A-Leaf are on the run once again, trying to find space, but they're taken down there on the 32-yard line.
He interestingly elected to squib the kick. Very interesting decision indeed, especially this early in the game. But got him off guard for sure. Didn't want the main guy returning, and this will set up the Taylor offense at around the 32-yard line. So let's see if Esteban Torres can lead this offense to a score. We saw they had a 3-and-out on their very first outing. Trips to the right here for Taylor. Quick check down pass. Number 13, Leslie Agbai. Going to set up 2nd and 6.
And they're here setting up their defense right now, and we have Jacob Pike and of course Lance Saison here on the left.
Conception in the backfield here. They're taking from the shotgun. They'll hand to Conception, but he's brought down. Nowhere to go. Excellent tackle there made on the line by Reed Caldwell.
Yeah, Reed Caldwell, another one of those strong defenders there they have on the line. I hope we can see a lot from him today. We saw a lot from him in the last couple games.
Same formation in the shotgun now. They'll hand to Concepcion again. This time they keeps it actually. My apologies. It was actually a keep there by Esteban Torres, and it's going to be enough for the first down. So Taylor moving down the field now. Torres in the shotgun once again. Same formation. They'll hand to Concepcion this time, but he is wrestled down. Only a gain of 2 yards.
And Jewett might hear, they're going, the last game that we broadcast here at home, Jewett are really, really emphasizing those 3-and-outs. Maybe they're trying to accomplish that here today as well. So
for sure, 3-and-outs with a keep, but not anymore. And a deep shot down the field. Has his man. And
block.
Great defensive play there by the Crusaders. That's Craig Royal in on the stop. A long shot there by Torres, and you can see it on the replay, ladies and gentlemen. Great defending. That is absolutely textbook by Craig Royal, and he saves the score right there.
Definitely almost diving for that ball there. The great defensive play by him, keeping on his man and not letting up at all.
So it sets up third down here for Taylor. Out of the shotgun once again. Same exact formation. This time they'll bring their guy in motion. Torres takes it from the shotgun, rolling out to his right, firing down deep. Nowhere there to show for it, but a penalty flag comes out. Lance Saison with a late hit on number 5, Tyler King. And this is a new set of down here for Taylor.
Yeah, that was a close call there for Lance Saison. He had a good hit there. He had some great defending there. So hopefully we'll see more of that in this play.
An automatic first down here for Taylor after the pass interference. And that is one mistake you want to forget for the rest of the night. You had to stop there, and instead you give Taylor a free first down. Interestingly enough, Taylor's been running out of very similar formation. One back in the backfield, shotgun for Torres. They're going to do it again. They just like spreading the offense out here with his receivers on the outside. And Torres takes from the shotgun again. Pressure coming here from Syke. Torres steps up to the throw, lets it fly deep. It's caught, but it's out of bounds, and it'll go down as an incompletion. Jacob Syke was getting the pressure there.
Definitely. He saw Jacob Syke, and he knew he had to get out of that pocket right there. He was scrambling to get some footing where he could throw that ball. And, of course, he just couldn't find it. So great play there from Jacob Syke, putting on the pressure against Esteban Torres.
Also great awareness there by Torres to step out of the pocket. Difficult throw to make for sure. But nonetheless, we're seeing that pressure coming out here from the Jesuit D-line. Torres, this time he'll keep, finds a hole, and he's brought down just shy of the first. Running that same little RPO type play. He keeps, and it'll set up third down and short here for Taylor.
Yeah, an interesting play there by A-Leaf. You know, they like those keeps. You know, they don't get them that much yardage, but here we go. It looks like there'll be a pass there.
I think Concepcion just fights his way enough for a first down. Great second effort there by him. Going to depend on the spot of the ball here, but no. The officials are just going to say he's short. But interestingly enough, Taylor's going to stay on the field here. They're going to go for it. Spread formation. Torres. And timeout actually is taken here. An injury timeout, it seems. There's a Crusader down on the ground. Can't really make out who it is. I believe it's Reed Caldwell.
Looks like his hand is injured, but he's able to get up, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is not what you want to see here. Reed Caldwell leaving the field in pain.
Yeah, he's grabbing his arm right there. It looks bad, but yeah, they're going to take a look at him right now. He's going to come off the field.
Interestingly enough, it was a charge timeout against Taylor. They took a timeout because, you know, this is an important play. You got 4th and inches pretty much, and you got to punch this one through. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do. We've already seen a lot from them. They've run a lot of variety out of the same exact formation, which makes them, frankly, unpredictable because you really can't know what to expect. Definitely. You can see a keep from the quarterback. You can see a handoff, or they might even go for a play action. So they have a lot of options up their sleeve.
Definitely. A shout out also to Willie Brown on the sideline, number 47, who was injured in the last home game with a knee injury. He's here supporting his team on the sideline. So we're very happy to see him here on the bench here.
For sure, and I do wish Willie a really speedy recovery. I mean, those injuries are just not what anyone wants. Hopefully he can bounce back from it and be even better. So big 4th down here for Taylor. Out of the shotgun is Torres. They'll take the snap, they'll give to Concepcion, and it looks like the Jesuit line holds. It depends on the spot of the ball here. What are the officials going to say?
I don't think he gained any yardage there, I believe.
I don't think so either, but it depends on the spot of the ball. They might have to bring the chains out here, Matthew.
Looks like the officials are checking it right now.
No signal yet. Looked like he was just short. Think they're going to have to bring the chains out here. This is going to be really close. And that's exactly what they're going to do, Matthew. They're going to bring the chains out here.
Yep.
Let's see. This
Very
is going
close
to be
right here.
very, very close. Only a couple of inches difference, really. And let's see what the call is. Big decision here. Big turning point in the game.
Definitely, you know, A-Leaf has some great field position here if they do get the yardage.
And the
they do
Crusaders
not.
make the stop. Turnover on downs for Jesuit.
A great advantage here for Jewett. We're going to see Connor O'Hara come back onto the field and do what he does best.
A great defensive stop there by the Crusaders after a handoff by Concepcion goes nowhere. And now the Jesuit offense is back onto the field trying to double their lead here with 3:46 left to go in the first quarter. So, I formation here for the Crusaders. Robert Smith on the bottom of the screen.
We got Rob Smith. They got Crawford here. See what they're going to do.
They're going to send Jewett in motion here. Extra tight end on the edge. Handoff to May. He cuts back. Still going. May finds a hole. May still going, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Big run for Alex May, and it's an excellent field position for the Crusaders.
Gigantic run from Alex May, but it looks like he's injured.
Yeah, he's slow to get up here. That's not a good sign.
Another injury right after Reed Caldwell came off the field.
Oh, no, and this is not what you want to see.
Yeah, the medics are coming onto the field right now to check him. Yeah, he's on the floor right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, this would be a really big blow to the Jesuits'
Definitely.
offense. I mean, May has really shown us his talent here tonight. Both running backs, really. The run is designed to go to the left, right? That's why they send Thomas Jewett, the tight end, in motion to try to get extra blocking there on the edge. But May, he doesn't believe that he can make a big play there. So what does he do? He cuts it across the field where, frankly, Taylor has been leaving the weak side very weak. And, they're committing too many guys to, go to the outside of the tight end, leaving the other side completely exposed. And we saw in that play,
Looks like he'll get up, though.
it. Yeah, thank God that he's back up on his feet. That's a great sign. Hopefully he's going to be available for the rest of the game. But for the time being now, Joel Crawford checks back in.
Yeah, Joe Crawford is going to have to step up here. And Alex May will be taken off the field right now.
We hope Alex is okay.
Yeah, definitely.
That was definitely a big hit. It was a very rough tackle. I'm
So we
kinda
did get some
surprised.
great yardage for Jesuit here. We're not taking away from that at all. And it was a
No,
great
yeah,
play by
definitely.
him.
It was a great run, and they're going to run out here out of the jumbo formation, sending Leland Smith in motion now. O'Hara takes it from center.
Passes it to Crawford. He's in the run. He'll be taken down there. Around the 43-yard line.
Short run by Crawford on first down. Let's see what Coach Kubiak has up his sleeve for second. And the fullback checks back into the game, so they might go for a run-heavy set here. Jake Foster, he's in on a lot of these plays, and he's one of the big reasons why these runs are even able to be so successful in the first place. But they're running out of the eye once again. O'Hara going to send Robert Smith in motion here. Taylor stacking the box. O'Hara keeps. Short throw and nearly picked there.
Very close interception there for A-Leaf Taylor. Tipping the ball with his fingertips right there.
Yeah, it was great awareness there by the Taylor defense. O'Hara was looking for Crawford on a quick check down pass into the flat. It wasn't there, and the Crusaders catch a break because if he catches the ball, that's going in the other way for 6.
Yeah, close call there for Jesuit. But they'll be back at the 43-yard line with 2 minutes and 42 seconds left on the clock here for the first quarter.
And this is a really big third down, Matthew. They got to convert this. O'Hara takes it back from center. He's going to audible the offense now. Look at the box from Taylor. 3 guys all on the edge rushing here. They're going to hand to Crawford.
Joe Crawford.
He's going to have nice room to run, but it's going to be just shy of the first.
Yeah, about a yard shy of first right there. But great run from him nonetheless. Looks like they'll be 4-2 right now.
4th and 2, and interestingly enough, it looks like Coach Kubiak who's electing to keep the offense on the field here. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, looks like they're going to go for it right now. And could be a dangerous play. And we'll see how this goes,
And they're going to run the same
I think
package
he's going to be
here.
looking for number 13 right now, Robert Smith.
Look at all this pressure up the middle, but they're going to hand to Crawford, and he's got a big hole to run. Joel Crawford out of the 10-5 end zone touchdown Crusaders. Joel Crawford takes it to the outside and takes it to the house for 6.
Great play there by Joel Crawford, finding some great space there and just taking it all the way home for Jewett.
Excellent run by Crawford on 4th down. The Crusaders have really been abusing that C-gap. They've realized that Taylor's edge pressure just isn't there, and they've been able to capitalize on it all night long. And right there, Crawford makes them pay for it, taking it all the way to the house.
And here we go for a PAT here for Jewett.
Castellanos drills it through, and the Crusaders are now up early in this game, 14-0. One of the big keys to success that have really been missing in the previous matchups, and they're putting themselves in a great position to win this game.
Definitely getting this great early start here in the first quarter is exactly what Jewett needs right now. And I think they're going to just carry this wave right now all the way probably for the whole game. I mean, this is a great wave to ride right now.
Yeah, like you said, they're going to ride this momentum, really. Like they've got to be feeling good about themselves, One of the biggest question marks this season has been the offense. And can the offense produce? And so far here tonight, the offense has delivered. And, this is what the Crusaders needed, this morale boost. Being up 14-0 this early, the defense and the offense have really looked great tonight.
Definitely, especially Joel Crawford there. Especially when Alex May came off, he just stepped up and made the play that he needed to make. So, great job from him.
And now Monero puts the ball on the tee, and he's ready to get things underway once again. His last kick was a squib, returned for only about 5 yards. Let's see if he squibs it again, or he likes to go for a more conventional approach. He'll squib it again here. Taylor with a bit of a muff there, but he'll recover nonetheless. He's wrestled down to about the 33-yard line. This might be a fumble, Matthew.
Oh, it could be.
Let's see
and
what
they're
the
going to take a look at it, I think.
The ball did come out, but was he ruled down?
I don't think so. It was a very close call there, but no, it does not look like it. The defense is going to come out.
Might have been down right before the ball came loose. But nonetheless, that's a great play by the special teams. Definitely shows you the aggressiveness that Jewett are playing with right now. They're going after every single play, even if it's a kickoff. They want to capitalize on every single mistake from their opponent.
Definitely. Here we go. The defense has come out. Esteban Torres has come out once again.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, they're going to put Trips on the left. They'll hand it again to Concepcion, but he's gone nowhere. Last game, Concepcion was a big-time player for Taylor. He had pretty big numbers, but, this game, he's really been shut down by the Crusaders' D-line.
Yeah, they have not been letting him through at all. And, even those keeps that Esteban Torres has been trying to run, they really have not been that successful, and that's just a big, you got to attribute that to the Jewett defense right there, and that's just all them right now.
So, Torres once again in the shotgun. He'll bring this man in motion. Watch for the jet sweep. It's going to be a keep from Torres, but he's shut down. Nowhere to go. That D-line is holding really well, Matthew. This time brought down by number 52, Matthew Pulasic.
Yeah, Matthew Pulasic, another great defender right there for Jewett. And then we just saw number 5 for Taylor, Tyler King there. I haven't seen that much from him in the game today, but he was definitely a great player for them last game. Getting a lot of runs and a lot of yards.
Yeah, we were talking about him in the prep leading up to the game, Matthew. He was going to be a big-time player on the receiving end, but it looks like Torres hasn't been able to connect with his receivers at all. Maybe this time that he's in shotgun now. Quick pass out to the flat. It's caught, and it's just enough for the first down. Quick find there to his receiver, 83, Khalil Balagun.
Just getting the first down there for Alif Taylor. And they'll move the chains once again.
Looks like Taylor risked it all there, spreading the offense out, leaving only his man in the shotgun. And it worked out for them. Quick out route to the flat, and it gets them the first down.
You see Esteban here discussing with Tyler King here, who's going out wide.
Torres got his man next to him once again. 2 backs in the backfield now. They're going to hand it. nowhere to go, but fighting for the extra yards is
Mwamba.
Yeah, Mwamba. It's the first time we've called him all night long. You know, we haven't really seen them use him, but we just saw that burst of speed that he can have.
Yeah, the last game he didn't play, he didn't get that many yards. He only got 2 receiving catches there, but you know, hopefully, maybe we'll see him use a little bit more today. And it's timeout here.
It's actually the end of the first quarter.
Oh, end of the first quarter, yes.
So that's going to do it from us here. Well, we're going to be right back in around 1 minute to bring you guys to the second quarter. Jewett leads it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for the second quarter of action. If you're just joining us here, Joel Crawford just punched in a touchdown for the Crusaders, and now the defense is back on the field trying to defend. Torres in the shotgun once again. Big slant, and up the middle he goes. 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. No one is going to catch Tyler King as he goes untouched, unscathed for 6.
Yeah, Elif Taylor with another one of those quick passes. You know, as soon as Esteban Torres got the ball, and we've seen this on a couple other plays, he's just shot it straight down, and you know, worked out for them this time. But yeah, it was very close to Jewett. They were almost about to tip the ball. I know I saw a defender there with his fingertips almost on the ball there, so it was very close there.
For sure, Matthew, and yeah, just like you said, he just kind of slung it really fast, faked the handoff to his man Concepcion, and then quickly finding the slant, catching the Crusaders off guard. They're playing a zone coverage right there. They just weren't ready for it. Didn't have anyone deep, and it was really just a foot race. But man, King is really fast, and he was just able to get there.
Now it's an easy PAT for King, so it'll be 14-7 at the beginning of the first quarter.
And so Taylor bouncing back after the run from Crawford, having an answer. This might be a shootout of the game. Back and forth the teams go, but now the Crusaders have a chance to go ahead and put themselves up by 14 again.
It could be a little back and forth here from these two teams, but you know, Jewett have the lead right now, and you know, I think they're going to expand it right now, as we're going to see with Joel Crawford right now, who's going to come on in a few minutes. So, yeah, what do you think, Diego? Do you think Joel Crawford has another chance at scoring?
For sure. I think the run game has really been solid for Jewett here tonight. You know, the pass game, they haven't really been able to get it going. You know, I think we've only seen like one reception, and to be honest, it was just a little check down pass to the flat to Crawford. So the run game is going to be the key here for the Crusaders. I think Coach Kubiak has realized that, and he's going to try to use that as much as he can, because Taylor hasn't really been able to find any answers so far.
Definitely, Jewett, you know, as you said, they've just found and they've been exposing that D gap, and I think that's what they're going to keep doing.
Exactly, and now Taylor is set to kick this off. We see Holden Maples, number 10. He's back down there for the Crusaders to return it. Last kick was not so good. Let's see, this time it's a booming kick. Going to be returned here by Royal. Going to take this one out. Royal still going after a couple of juke moves. Ends up at about the 25-yard line, 27-yard line. The Crusaders will start to drive from there.
Definitely a bit more solid kick there from Elif Taylor. We'll have Hunter O'Hara come onto the field once again.
O'Hara leading the Jewett offense onto the field, and a great sign, Matthew. Alex May checks back into the game.
Yeah, thank goodness. We just saw he had an injury and he had to come off the field for a minute, but he's back on and he's ready to make another great play for Jewett.
Run heavy set here on the O-line. They fake the hand to May. The bootleg from O'Hara. It's caught by Jewett. Still going Jewett, and he's brought down. Not after a gain of 8 yards, though. And the Crusaders are going to... Oh, actually, excuse me. It is a first down. They're going to move the chains. A great bootleg concept. Finds the tight end wide open, and it's enough for the first down.
Great play there from Jewett. Finding an open space in the flat right there. You know, picking out that defense right there, so it's great from him.
The Crusaders will go for that run-heavy tight end package again. O'Hara with the audible. They see the box is really stacked. Watch for a run to the outside here, Matthew. And actually the inside, it's May, and he cuts back, and he's still going. May makes it to about the 50-yard line, and that's enough for a Jesuit first down.
His second play coming off a small injury there. Gets some great yards there from Jesuit. Gets the first down for Jesuit, and they're moving the chains once again.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Connor O'Hara here tonight. His reads on the defense have been phenomenal. You see the audibles he's calling on the line. He's really commanding this offense, and I think that's something that's been lacking the whole season. And this game, he's really been showing his improvements a lot.
Definitely, he's a huge leader for Jesuit as a senior and as a QB1.
You're going to send Jewett in the motion, the pitch to May, but this time he has nowhere to go. And he's brought down really hard right there by number 35, Cameron Atkinson, on that same collarbone that he went down with earlier. Looks like he's okay, but he is a bit slow to get up. Harsh tackle. No gain there, and it's going to set up a second down and 10, which should be second down and 10. Dude, there's a penalty here. It's actually going to be a false start on the Crusaders, and A-Leaf Taylor is going to decline the penalty, and it's going to set up second down and around 12 yards. O'Hara out of the huddle, now they go. You see Maples and Robert Smith out there. Same exact formation as the last play. They send the fullback in there as well. The hand to May. Nowhere to run. Still going. May fights, but he can't find anywhere to go. The same exact play the Crusaders decide to run, and it gets them nowhere. Same exact result, and it brings up third down.
Yeah, an unusual play there. He couldn't find any space right there, but maybe shows that they should be using, May or Naples right there. What do you think, Diego, about using Maples or May or Smith right now?
I mean, yeah, the Crusaders have to start spreading the ball around. You can't just keep running the ball again, because then if not, you're going to see exactly what Taylor's doing. They're playing this 4-3 on the front, very, very run defensive, and they can't do anything about it. O'Hara makes the throw, and it's picked off. Intercepted there by Connor O'Hara, and it's picked off and taken. I believe that's number 9, Ethan Cox, the D lineman, on the pick. O'Hara gets nervous, tries dumping it off, and man, just a really big mistake there.
Yeah,
O'Hara was pressured in the pocket. He was scared, man. He just threw it out there without really thinking.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I don't know if you saw there, Diego, but Robert Smith, he was waving his hands up in the air, looking for that pass. But, Connor O'Hara was just not able to get some footing here and get that pass off. But, I think Robert Smith's head was in the right place. He was looking for that pass. He had some open space right there, but just didn't come to fruition there.
O'Hara just hesitates on the throw, really turns around. He does this awkward spin, and then when he tries to find his man in the flat, I mean, he's just met with this. I mean, we have to give credit where credit is due, right? Ethan Cox puts his hands up, really snacks that ball out of the air, and all of a sudden, the Crusaders go from being in command of this lead to potentially losing it, because now you give Taylor the ball very close to the red zone with 10:21 left to go in the second.
Yeah, this is a dangerous spot here for Jesuit. A-Leaf Taylor might capitalize on it, but, as we've seen, they like those runs down the middle, and that might not be where they need to be right now. So they might look for a long pass there on the right side. We'll see how this goes.
Torres, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to hand. He's actually going to keep it. Excuse me. And Torres gets a nice gain of about 5 yards. They do love running this option play.
Definitely.
You saw he faked the handoff in that instance to Tyler King, who we've already seen has great speed. You saw how fast he ran to the end zone on their previous drive.
Yeah, Tyler King being their scorer here right now for A-Leaf Taylor.
Same dual back presence in the backfield. Torres, they'll fake the RPO again. They give it to King. He's going to fight, but I don't think it's enough for the first down.
No, it will not be enough for the first down.
And it's going to set up third down in about, what do you think, 4 yards?
Yeah, about third and fourth right now.
3rd and 4 now. Critical stop has to be made here by the Crusaders. It looks like Taylor has moved on to a dual backfield type threat, and now this time Torres keeps, and he goes all the way inside of the 10-yard line. This RPO is starting to work wonders for Taylor. Jewett doesn't know where the ball is going to end up. I mean, think about all these things you got to think about when you're defending. You got two backs in the backfield. You've got their fastest guy in their team running in motion.
Here we go, Torres again. I think he got the ball there, but
this is really confusing the Jewett defense. And rightly so. You see the Crusaders are going to take a timeout.
yeah, they definitely need this timeout right here to figure out what's going on with A-Leaf Taylor and those RPOs. So
Yeah, Coach Fekosh, the defensive coordinator, might want to, chat with his guys, about what's going on here. I mean, it's probably been 5-6 plays in a row where Taylor was just running base. Am I going to hand it to the left? Am I going to hand it to the right? Are we going to bring a guy in motion to give it to him? Or is the quarterback, Torres, just going to keep it? The Crusaders can't really figure it out right now.
definitely, A-Leaf has had a lot of diversity with their plays right now. Jesuit's kind of struggling with that, but they got some big guys in there. I think they're capable of blocking them from getting that touchdown right now.
This is going to have to be a really great stand by Jesuit. We've seen them do it this season. We've seen them
Definitely.
make these great stops with their backs against the wall.
And here A-Leaf Taylor comes. The second and goal.
Second and goal. The Crusaders only have to make 2 more stops. But let's see what Taylor does here. We've seen they've been very creative in their play calling so far. This time they'll go with the heavy set here.
Torres
Trickery.
keeps, and he'll be taken down. A great play from Jesuit right there.
That's a great defensive play there by the Crusaders, like you said, Matthew. This time they decided to do a direct snap to Taylor. A lot of trickery on the side of A-Leaf Taylor, by the way. And it didn't work for them, however. It's going to set up 3rd down and goal now. An interesting play for sure, because now they have a lot of options. They can maybe even strike with a pass. We don't know what they're going to do. You see Taylor is...
The crowd are on their feet right now. They're stomping right now.
The crowd, as you said, is hyped here. Torres in the backfield, out of the shotgun. Torres keeps up the middle, and he is stuffed right at about the 3-yard line. And the Crusaders have held their ground, but I can't imagine that Taylor settles for 3 here. I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I think they're going to go for it. They don't want to risk it right now. And, they are losing right now, so I think they're going to go for it.
Ooh, maybe not. Well, Torres stays on the field. I think this is just a... Nope.
No, they are going to go for the kick.
Oh, it seems to be like Torres is their kicker.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Interestingly enough,
Yeah.
their quarterback is their kicker, so Torres stays on the field.
And it's good.
Yep, he nails it. Great kick from Torres, but an even better stop by the Crusaders. Instead of giving up 7 points after a pretty big mistake from O'Hara, they only give up 3. So O'Hara, he's got to thank his defense right now for not making his mistake as costly as it should have been.
Definitely. And, great plays there from the Jesuit defense, not letting up a single yard there, basically. And, yeah, great for the defense. And, Connor O'Hara, once again, has another chance to show what he's got. So, Jesuit are up 13-10 right now, with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter.
Still a lot of time to work with.
Definitely.
The Crusaders can definitely put up a solid drive, especially now that, May is ready. I just feel like the play calling was not the greatest in the last drive. I mean, they went for the same play twice. It didn't work out for them. And they also suffered from penalty. They had that false start that really set them back. So as long as they avoid those mistakes here, I think they're in a great position to get another score in. I've already seen the offense has been solid here tonight. And Maples will start this drive now. He's down deep to return for the Crusaders. The kick is very, very short. An onside attempt. And a very intelligent fair catch taken there by number 80, Jack Shanklin.
Which is at some decent field position right now. And Connor O'Hara's on the field once again talking with his all linemen. So,
O'Hara on the offense, out on the field once again. You see Crawford's checked into the game. They got Maples. They got Robert Smith out there. And the very top of your screen, that's Leland Smith. Maples playing here in the slot. No one's really on him. Watch out for a play to him. They're going to hand to Crawford instead, and Crawford's got a big hole up the middle, but he fumbles the ball. Ball comes loose here, and Taylor recovers. But he's marked down before the ball comes loose.
Yeah, his knees did hit the ground before an Ailey Taylor player got the ball right there. So great run there for Crawford, moving the chains for Jesuit.
You know, my heart skipped a beat right there. I thought it was another turnover for the Crusaders. But luckily Crawford was down before he even let go of the ball. They hand it to him again. Big hole by Crawford, still fighting for the yardage. Just shy of the first down. And Joel Crawford is really showing us his talent right now.
Yeah, great plays from Joel Crawford. You know, basically the same play just over and over again. It's great for Joel Crawford, able to get that yardage with his speed. He covers a lot of ground in a very short amount of time. Jesuit right now at the 48-yard line.
Crawford out there again, the only back in the backfield. They'll hand to him again. Why not? Crawford to the outside, fighting for the yardage, and he gets the first down. I mean, what are your thoughts on Crawford, man? He's been lights out tonight.
Definitely, he has been lights out. He's been just their playmaking sensation right now, and it's what they need right now. It's, you know, as I was saying before, they could be using Maples or Smith right now, but you know, if it works, it works, and it's definitely been working here tonight.
For sure, and he's out there once again. Well, it's actually May checks into the game. They'll toss it to him. May to the outside. Not a lot of room to work with, so this time Taylor able to put a halt to Jesuit's run game. I would like to see the Crusaders mix it up with some passes, though. I think they could catch Taylor off guard, you know, if you take your shot with Robert Smith. We've already seen him prove his worth in this season with those one-on-one matchups.
Definitely, we have. He's got a couple of touchdowns for himself in these last couple games, so it would be interesting to see him, you know, maybe catch A-Leaf off guard here, him or Maples.
May out there again. He's next to O'Hara. O'Hara takes from the shotgun. He's going to take his shot down with Smith.
There goes Smith
on the slant, and it's just enough for the first down. You said you wanted to see Robert Smith. There you have him. First down for the Crusaders.
Definitely catching that guard off line. Yeah, catching it off guard right there. So great play from Robert Smith there. You know, almost diving to catch that ball. So looking forward to seeing a lot more from him tonight.
Great slant route by him, and it sets the Crusaders up inside of A-Leaf Taylor's territory now. They'll fake it with May, the bootleg. Maples with the catch, still going as Maples, fighting hard as Maples, pushing as Maples, and he's down inside of the 35-yard line. Great, solid play. He never gave up. He kept pushing forward, and he gets the extra yardage.
Classic play there from Alex May right there, just not letting up at all. And Jesuit right now are in a great position to score, second and third right now.
Crusaders have May out there again, so Crawford getting a breather. O'Hara takes the snap from under center. They'll fake it to May, the bootleg. Maples again, same exact concept, but this time he's met instantly and brought down. Taylor wasn't fooled by this one, and it's going to set up third down and about 4 yards to go.
Yeah, that was close from with Connor O'Hara right there. You know, he was able to get he wasn't able to get it out of the box there, but he was able to, you know, move his feet. You know, there was that defender right there with his arms up. Could have been very dangerous for Connor O'Hara right there, but we had a great pass there to Maples, and it worked well for him.
Yeah, it was a tight throw, as you said. He had pressure right up in his face. Able to get it away, but Taylor wasn't fooled, and now look at all of these players stacked inside the box. They'll hand it nonetheless out of the outside. Is Crawford fighting? Gets the first down. Crawford turning those legs, pushing through, and the Crusaders keep this drive alive.
Yeah, Jesuit moving the chains once again.
Solid running here tonight by the Crusaders, and really intelligent play calling, right? You see Taylor's running a 4-3 scheme. They got 4 guys up front, 3 linebackers. They like blitzing their safeties as well. loading up the box to make sure that they don't give up those runs up the middle. And what does Jewett do? They take their chances, they run it out to the outside, and they make big plays. They'll hand it to Crawford. It's actually a bootleg. O'Hara wide open is Jewett for the touchdown. Great. Thomas Jewett gets open, and the Crusaders go up even further.
A great pass there from Connor O'Hara, and Thomas Jewett was just wide open there in the end zone. I mean, it was a great play from him. Great run from Jewett.
A walk-in touchdown. Even O'Hara had me fooled right there with the play action. I thought for sure they were going to run it, but no, O'Hara runs the play action, drops back, has all the time in the world. Great blocking from the line. And this is going to come back, Matthew. It looks like it's going to be a personal foul. Really unfortunate. You can see Coach Kubiak is not happy whatsoever with the call. It was a great play design. They had everyone, including myself, fooled for a walk-in touchdown with Jewett, and it looked like it's going to be called back. A lot of confusion there on the sideline. And you see the crowd is yelling that the flag is after the play. It looks like it was a taunting maybe. See O'Hara celebrating. This shouldn't be called back. If this is after the play penalty, this has no influence whatsoever on the touchdown, and this should stand, and the penalty should be enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah, the coaches are arguing this as much as they can right now. And Robert Smith, of course, is not liking it on the bench right now.
Really awkward scenario here. If they make the Crusaders replay the down, that would be really, really unfortunate. It was a great play design. See, the clock stopped here at 4 minutes and 24 seconds. A lot of confusion.
The score does still say 20-10 right now, so.
Yeah, and it looks like Coach Kubiak wants to have a chat with the officials to see what's going on. We're going to take this downtime just to remind you that if you or someone you know might want to attend Strake Jesuit, save the date for our virtual open house. It's at 7 p.m. on December 3rd. And just as I say that, the touchdown is called for the Crusaders. The call is going to stand, and it is a touchdown pass for O'Hara to Thomas Jewett, and Jesuit takes the lead 20-10 over the Taylor Lions.
And the crowd is loving it here. Another touchdown for Jesuit. About to be 21-10 right now.
The Castellanos getting set to put the Crusaders up by an additional point. He's been absolutely lights out this season in terms of PATs. Pretty much automatic. You can count on him put these through. The Castellanos here with the point after try. From 20 yards out, Castellanos' kick is up, kick is good. The Crusaders go up 21-10 with 4:24 left to go in the first half.
Great start from Jesuit here in the first half. Just expanding their lead as it goes on.
You see the excitement on the sideline. And, you know, I just want to finish the announcement I was giving out that if you or someone you know might want to attend Strake Jesuit, save the date for our virtual open house. It's at 7 p.m. on December 3rd, all online, and more details are going to be released next week on the admissions area of our website. So do not miss this event. It's going to be great. We have a great 360 virtual tour set up. Trust me, I've seen a sneak peek, and it's awesome.
Definitely. Mr. Pep, who helped set up the Crusader Sports Network and set up this situation we have here in the studio right now, is leading that, and yeah, it's gonna be great.
And speaking of Mr. Pep and the Crusader Sports Network, you know, I just like to give a really big shout out to, you know, the guys behind the scenes. A lot of work goes into the broadcast. You know, we have John Gabonelli on the camera, we have Sal in the studio, Mr. Pep in the studio. We got Will Turboff on the pregame show. A lot of work goes into this, and we really do appreciate everyone's work. And I'd like to shout out Robert Gonsolin. Robert, I know you're watching, and I hope you're feeling a lot better.
And also as well, Crusader is watching as well. And here we go, Joseph Monero with the kick.
Squib, and it's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line with run-back potential, and brought down to about the 22-yard line. So the Crusaders have a pretty big task here. 4:17 left to go in the second quarter, and they could come out with a stop, use their timeouts intelligently, and potentially give O'Hara another shot at increasing the lead with a 2-minute drill. So the Taylor offense goes back onto the field here.
Esteban Torres out on the field again. You know, again, as we've said before, they have a lot of diversity in their plays. You know, you don't know whether he's going to keep it or whether he's going to pass it, or here he goes.
And this time it's a keep, but nothing to show for it. They'll give it to Concepcion. And we said they've really shut him down here tonight. Such a big factor in their close loss to Pearland. And the Crusaders have really, you know, caught them off guard with how well they prepared for this run game.
Definitely, just not giving up anything at all, as we said before. You know, those big guys such as Jacob Syke in there, you know, they're not going to get through it all. So here we go once again. Esteban Torres. He's going to pass it. He's going to pass it there out to the right side. They're going to get some yardage just short of the first down.
Yep, quick check down little screen. Sets up 3rd and short now. So a lot of options here if you're a Taylor fan. I'm not surprised if they go for a little trickery here, a little run. See, the Crusaders are really trying to bring pressure up on the line. It's going to be keep from Torres. He's going to fight for it. I think it's enough for the first down, and yes, it is. Torres able to move the chains on his own. We've seen him be pretty aggressive. You know, you don't see quarterbacks like risking, wanting to risk themselves, running to the biggest guys on the field. But
definitely, Torres playing basically 3 positions right now. Playing running back, quarterback, and also their kicker as well. So
yep,
definitely a lot of diversity with him today.
The jack of all trades, they'd call him. This time, Torres
it's a nice block there,
and Syke nearly gets the pick. Syke just
so
bursts through the line, and he gets those big hands of his up into Torres' face, tips the ball, but at that point, it's so hard to locate. And imagine if he comes up with that play.
Nonetheless, a great play from Jacob Syke. Oh my gosh, he's just a beast on the field today, a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, Esteban Torres could not deal with him at all there in that play.
There's a reason he had so many Division I offers from around the country, and is showing it here tonight.
Definitely the Harvard commit is showing his colors here. And here he goes, Esteban Torres. He's going to keep the ball.
Oh, nowhere to run. Big pressure, just throws it out. No one there. Great pressure by the Jesuit D-line, specifically Mark Arsham there in hot pursuit. Torres was not comfortable whatsoever making a throw, and he just had to throw it away to make sure he didn't take the sack.
Definitely, he needs to get out of that pocket right there to escape the pressure Jesuit are putting on him. And that's what Jesuit want right now. They, you know, we've seen in a couple plays before, if Esteban Torres is running out of that pocket, he's not able to get that footing he needs to, and he just makes some irrational passes right there. So, great there from Jesuit.
You definitely see that his best throws come when his feet are set, when he's got a lot of time.
Definitely.
You know, we saw it in the touchdown. So if the Crusaders continue to bring this pressure on, they can make him really uncomfortable and force mistakes out of him.
Looks like it'll be a timeout here.
Yep, called by Taylor. Your second timeout of the half.
2 minutes and 45 seconds left in this quarter.
We'd like to take this time to welcome all Straight Jesuit alumni listeners. We do thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out our new and improved alumni website at www.straightjesuit.org/alumni. While you're there, be sure to send us your updated contact information by clicking the red Submit Class Notes button.
Also, as we're plugging away here, keep up with Jesuit with the SJet YouTube page, since we're going to be broadcasting a lot more sports during the year, such as basketball, which is coming up in a couple weeks. So be ready for that, and also for some other sports such as rugby, soccer, and many more to come, and baseball as well.
That's right, Matthew. Crusader Sports Network is your home for all Jesuit sports action. We're gonna be bringing it to y'all live, and man, it's gonna be a blast. I can't wait, man. I can't
Definitely,
wait
I
for
can't
basketball to come back. Can't wait for soccer to come back. But you know what I also can't wait to come back is this Jewett offense. If the Crusaders make the stop here, crowd on their feet. Torres rolls out to his left. Pressure coming. Lets it go. Intercepted by Craig Royal, and he's going to take this down. Royal down the sideline, untouched, unscathed to the end zone. Touchdown, Crusaders.
Crusaders with a clinical touchdown right there, with a great interception from Torres. And as we were just saying, Esteban Torres, they're making him really uncomfortable there in the pocket, and he just could not find any ground there at all.
Torres pressured, lets it fly. Royal is wide open, and he takes it to the house. Pick 6, and the Crusaders have got to be feeling amazing about themselves. They now put themselves, with this extra point from Castellanos, up 28-10.
Easy PAT here from Castellanos. And Jewett will be up 28-10. A great lead from Jewett right now. And they're riding on the momentum they had from the first quarter, as we said. They're just going to keep riding all the way to the end.
You know, I said I wanted to see that Jewett offense on the field, but instead Royal does the job himself and puts the points on the board. And so now the Crusader defense will be back out there, but they've shown up really big here tonight.
Definitely. And here are the special teams coming onto the field right now.
Joe Monero ready to line this one up. You know, we've seen, interestingly enough, this is obviously, planned out by special teams and their coordinator, Jason Kimball, that they're going to squib these kicks. Maybe they saw that Taylor's returners were really dangerous. We already saw King, who's back there to return for Taylor, and he can be really, really dangerous with his lightning quick speed. So when you squib the kick, you give the ball to those guys who might not be as fast, and therefore you basically get rid of the possibility of having a big return against you.
Joseph Monero from the 40 with the return kick.
They're ready to get things underway here. This time it's not a squib. Out to around the 15. Fielded by Taylor.
Oh, he found
big
some
hole
space
for
there.
Taylor. Nowhere to go. Blocking downfield. It's going to be a foot race in hot pursuit.
Jewett are close here, but
no. Untouched. And down to the end zone goes Taylor. Just as we said that they were squibbing the kicks to prevent any big returns. Taylor responds back on a huge special teams play. You saw the blocking was there. Foster was trying his hardest to make the play, but it just wasn't enough. And Taylor responds back. They have life in them. This is such a great back and forth affair between both teams. And it's now going to be 28-10.
But unfortunately, we're going to have to stop right here because there's an injury on the field there for Jewett, I believe.
Yeah, injured player down. I can't really make out from our point of view here, who it is. Hopefully they are okay.
It looks like he was injured right there on that huge tackle they had there right before that A-Leaf Taylor found that lane. But he'll be down right now, and the coaches are taking a look at it as well.
Interestingly enough, Matthew, I don't think they gave Taylor the touchdown.
I think that player is up, and
yeah, it was number 32, Scott Grover, down on the field right there. But as I was saying, I don't think they gave Taylor the recovery. I would like to see that again. I don't know what I missed. But yeah, they called him down way earlier at about actually the 19-yard line. My assumption is it must have been some sort of illegal block in the back, some illegal hold that allowed him to have, that much room to run and take it to the house. So Jewett really does catch a break right there. Instead of this being a 28-17 game, we're looking still at a 28-10 lead going into the locker room.
yeah, here come A-Leaf Taylor right now.
And Esteban Torres, man, you just threw a pick 6. you've got to be feeling kind of bad right now, but he can't let that get in his way. He has to march his team forward, and you see the aggressiveness already just in the formation. 4 men wide out, full Hail Mary formation, really. Torres out in the shotgun now, drops back, quick pass.
Oh, and it's a fumble right there. Or he dropped the ball.
Yeah, Torres just not really thinking. Went to his first read, and that was it. The intended receiver on the play was Agbai. Just slinging it to him, really. Kind of similar to the touchdown they had earlier. And it sets up second down.
And Esteban really likes those quick passes there. As soon as he gets the ball, he just shotguns it away to one of his receivers.
Another spread formation, but the penalty flags are flying everywhere, and they're flying fast. Looks like a false start is going to be called. That's exactly what it is. 5 yards. 2nd and 15 coming up for Taylor. And it's going to be interesting. Are they going to keep this aggressive play calling? 5 receivers out there. And interestingly enough, you think they're going to run a lot deeper routes, but no. He just likes that short slant. Maybe he just doesn't want to take that big of a risk, but you have to see here what Taylor's going to do. Yep, they're going to keep that same formation. So Torres here in the shotgun now. Jewett down deep, playing zone coverage. Torres, he's going to keep this time. Pressure coming. Torres still going, has to let it go. And just shy of his intended receiver. You saw Bordelon was there in the area looking to make the pick. A lot of pressure in his face. Jacob Syke getting in on the action as well. And it's going to set down 3rd and long here.
Yeah, once again, this has been a common theme with Esteban Torres tonight. All the pressure that's being put on him, he just has to get out of that pocket. And when he does, he's not able to make a good pass. That's just it. He's not able to make a good pass, and it honestly could have been a safety there against Ailey Taylor. He was about to get into the end zone right there, so very dangerous there.
Takes the shotgun again, pressure coming, quick throw this time, out on the flat, but nowhere to go. The Crusaders make a big stop, and they got to take a timeout, I'm assuming. And yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take this timeout. 2-minute drill for Connor O'Hara to maybe get some extra points on the board before they go into the locker room. And a great stop by the Crusaders. You saw Taylor was basically forced into not running, not doing their strongest thing. And that D-line has just been phenomenal, getting to Esteban Torres' face. And as we've been saying, Matthew, when he has pressure, he makes really bad mistakes.
He's just not able to perform when all that pressure's been putting on him. Well, with Jacob Syke and Bordelon as well, who's been really stepping out here tonight. So I'm just looking forward to seeing more of that from Jewett. And yeah, they're in a good position right now. They're up 28-10. They're in a really good spot to win this game.
And so we'd like to take this time once again to say that in response to the impacts of COVID in our school community, Jewett is providing a record of $3.4 million in financial aid to students this school year. This is only possible thanks to the generous contribution to the Crusader Fund by current and past parents, alumni, and friends of Strake Jewett. From the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you.
And here comes Esteban Torres once again.
Deep punt here for Taylor. Torres, the man who does it all apparently, out there to punt. You see Lance Saison down to return. It's a great punt.
Lance Saison there to pick it up. He's not signaling at all. He's going to run it. There goes Lance. He'll get to about the 42nd yard line. Or the 38 yard line.
Yeah, it's a great play on actually slow to get up right there is Gabe Greenwald, who basically was supposed to make that block there, but just got physically outplayed. And that was the reason why Saison couldn't have a bigger return than what he should have. But nonetheless, O'Hara's got 1 minute and 54 seconds to make the play here.
And he's got Bill Crawford right there, right behind him.
Yep, Crawford checks back into the game, giving May a little bit of a breather.
O'Hara looking for a pass. Oh, and it just will be drilled right into the ground there, unfortunately.
Yeah, just not a good pass by O'Hara on that occasion. Had pressure coming to his face, just had to get rid of it, really. But luckily, he doesn't give up a sack there. And the best part of it is he stops the clock with that. So they still have a lot of time. You see Holden Maples checks back into the game here. Crawford stays in as well.
Yeah, I think Crawford's definitely going to be crucial right here. You know, we've seen him time and time again getting those great runs. So here we go, Connor O'Hara with the snap. Right there to Joel Crawford. He'll take it, but he will not get far, and he might actually be pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, I know where to go. That the blocks weren't really there down the field for Jewett, and that basically has just put the Crusaders in a pretty bad spot. If I'm Coach Kubiak, I'm telling my guys to run this clock down because more than likely they're not going to get this first, and they can't give Taylor a lot of time to respond. Mismatch on the top of your screen. O'Hara doesn't see it. They're going to hand to Crawford, and he is shut down by number 34, Sodi Machado. And so that brings up 4th down for the Crusaders. They're just going to let this clock run out, trying to milk it as much as they can, but
looks like
to Taylor's benefit, they had a timeout remaining, so they're going to be able to stop this clock. Really intelligent from them. But, yeah, I would have liked to have seen O'Hara recognize, really, that he had a receiver. I think it was Smith. Don't quote me on that. I think it was Smith up there. Pretty much wide open against the zone coverage. And I think they could have done a lot more if they would have read that correctly. And they didn't. They handed it to Crawford, and a great play was made there by Machado to make the stop.
Yeah, Crawford is definitely a good option there, but, you know, they're just running the same play over and over again. So, yeah, definitely could use Smith there if he's out there. Well, let's see what happens after this timeout.
So, timeout taken by Taylor, and 1 minute and 4 seconds left to play with. You've already seen Liam Garcia be absolutely phenomenal this season in pinning down the opponent inside of the 10-yard line, and I have no doubts that we can repeat it here. It'd be very difficult for Taylor to crawl themselves out of this position, especially being pinned down so deep inside of their own territory. Now let's see if Liam Garcia can work his magic here on this punt.
Yeah, Liam Garcia, one heck of a leg here, so yeah, let's see if he can work his magic. Great punt there from Liam Garcia. Looks like they were calling for a penalty there.
Yeah, they wanted a call there. You saw the fans were really getting angry with the referee. No call, however, and it's going to bring us to 55 seconds left to go in this first half. So Taylor's got one more shot to potentially get 3 on the board before the half. The Crusaders, all they have to do is make some stops here. Yeah, Taylor's got no timeout, so this is a very difficult task for Esteban Gutierrez.
Yeah, they got to keep him, you know, uncomfortable in the box and make him uncomfortable in the pocket and make him run and make those plays that he's been making where he just kind of throws the ball into the air and just hope a catch happens in. No, I think we're going to see maybe something else from Craig Royal, who had a great interception.
And you see Taylor spreading the field out here. Torres in the shotgun. He takes it, swings it out very quickly. The pass is caught, and a great catch and run effort there by Mwamba, who we called his name earlier tonight. He's pretty fast, has that quick burst of speed, and it's going to set up a 2nd and about 4. But time is ticking here. It's the biggest opponent here for Taylor. You see Torres in the shotgun here. Pressure coming towards it. Let's go a bit, but that pass is just dropped there by Leslie Agbai. It stops the clock, but a pretty unfortunate play there for Taylor. They had their guy wide open.
Yeah, this is an unusual stance here from Esteban Torres. You know, he really likes to just stay planted where he is and just sling the ball away, but that's not always going to work, and especially when your receivers are not there to do the job.
Right, and I would like to see them take maybe deeper shots down the field. You know, they have really great receivers like Tyler King, who've already shown us their potential here tonight, but instead they're opting to go for the shorter plays. So Torres once again, the shotgun. He's going to let this one fly deep down the field, looking for King, and it is picked off by no, actually, it's picked off.
Evan Ford
all the way down inside the 20, like you said. Evan Ford Torres just let it fly, but Ford was ready for it, and the Crusaders are now inside of the red zone with 11 and a half seconds left to go. Matthew, we might see a score here.
Definitely. That was all Jesuit defense right there, giving a lot of pressure against Torres right there. And Evan Ford with a great run there. He was loving it on the sideline. A great run from him.
Oh, and it looks like they just called a hold on Jesuit, but it was on the run back. It was on the run back after the play was already over. So it's going to be a first down for the Crusaders, but that field position that Ford fought so hard for is going to be compromised just a little bit. A 10-yard penalty, so the Crusaders are going to start this drive at around the, should be 40-yard line. And no, this is actually going to go even further. They're going to spot the ball at the Jesuit 48-yard line. Either the Crusaders take a Hail Mary right here, or they're going to need the ball.
Yeah, with 11 seconds left on the clock, there's not a lot they can do here, but...
And it looks
maybe
like the knee is more likely, Matthew. They're just going to take the knee.
Yeah.
They said, we're up in this half. No need to risk any interception. No mistakes here. We're just going to go into the locker room feeling great about ourselves. We're going to come out and give an excellent second half.
And that'll be it for the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to stick around for the second half. And we will see you then.
Don't go anywhere. Grab some popcorn. Grab some drinks. It's going to be an exciting second half.
Well, welcome to the Crusader Sports Network halftime show. It was a great half for the Strake Jesuit Crusaders. They are now ahead 28-10. And before we get back to halftime, at the end of the pregame show, I had a few keys to the game. Let's see how the Crusaders have done on those. So the first one was get the ground game running from the start. Use both May and Joel Crawford. Well, they did that. Joel Crawford has had a touchdown and another near touchdown. He's had a monster game. Alex May looked like he suffered a tough injury. He's already back in. Both of these guys are playing a great game. Have faith in Connor O'Hara. Yeah, he had a tough interception, to be honest. But overall, he's played really well. I think this is a huge improvement from the game last week. And in the second half, with a big lead, they're going to give him a chance, and they may give Fukic a chance too. Don't let a first drive touchdown from Alif Taylor demoralize them. Well, this wasn't even an issue, because Strake Jesuit didn't give up a touchdown until early in the second quarter. And, that was right after the interception. But overall, the defense has looked amazing today. Just that the one touchdown because of the interception, a very short drive for Taylor, and then the field goal. And then the last one was special teams has to be on point, take advantage of Garcia's punt game. Well, Garcia hasn't had to punt a whole lot in this game. They've scored on most of the offensive possessions, and on the other ones, they had an interception. So I want to say Liam Garcia may only have 2 punts, 3 at the most so far in this game. This has been a very complete game for the Crusaders. It's looking like they're going to get their first home win of the year tonight against the Alif Taylor Lions, and we're excited to see how this game goes in the second half. I'll send it back over to Diego and Matt in just a minute.
And we are live once again here with the second half of action. Monero with the kick. It's going to be a squib one. Fielded out here by number 1, Mwamba. And he takes it to about the 25-yard line.
And he also takes a giant hit there. The 25-yard line. Gets pushed back there.
And it was number 92, Joey Garcia, in on the stop. Really big hit. And Matthew, what are your keys to the game here if you're Taylor and want to make a comeback?
Well, if you're Taylor, I think you got to stop keeping the ball. I mean, Esteban Torres, he loved to keep the ball in the first half there, and I think that's not going to work for him anymore. He's got to take some risks. If you're A-Leaf Taylor right now, your focus is not to get caught up in that pocket right now, as we've seen him do time and time again. So yeah, it's really just not get caught up in that pocket and just find some good passes. But then again, that Jesuit defense is strong, and they're not going to give up at all. They're going to keep pressuring Esteban Torres, and looks like there's a flag on the play right now.
Yep, it's going to be delay of game. Just really rookie error here from Torres, as you said. Not paying attention to that game clock, that play clock, excuse me. And this is an easy 5 yards going back the other way.
So, A-Leaf Taylor in some pretty bad field position, I would say, right now, and it's very good for Jesuit right now. So, here we go, Esteban Torres on the snap right now. He's not going to hand it off. He's going to try and pass it. He's going for a long pass here. But Jesuit are right there.
Oh, did he come up with it? No.
No, and the ball is right down there around the 45-yard line. So
he was targeting Mwamba. Just a deep shot, trying to surprise the Crusaders on the first play. And it nearly works, but he just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, but it was some great defending there by Matthew Polasek, number 52. He really just stuck on his man right there, and I think he was one of the ones who just reached his hand up and was able to block that catch.
Great defending, as you said. And now this sets up a second down and long here for Taylor. Got Torres in the backfield.
He's going to take another short pass here on the right, and he'll number 5. Tyler King will get stopped there.
Yeah, Tyler King with the great stop, with the great reception, but not able to get anything else after the catch. And it's going to set up third down and about 12 yards to go here for Taylor. And let's see what they do here. We've already seen their deep shots have not really been productive. The running has been good, but it's not good enough for 12 yards. So this is a really difficult third down situation for Taylor.
Yeah, Esteban Torres has already conceded 2 interceptions already in this game, so not looking good for him. But let's see what he can pull out here. He'll keep it again.
He's going to keep it, taking a deep shot down the field for his man. Mwamba caught inside of the 15. You can see he's absolutely ecstatic about it. And Torres lets out the deep bomb, lets the ball fly in the air, and it's a first down, a huge one for Taylor.
Well, they really did not want to give up on those long passes there. Just after time and time again trying those, and it finally worked out for them. But just a really, really close catch there from Mwamba. So yeah, what do you think, Diego, about that play there?
I mean, this is what I've said that they need to do. They just got to take shots downfield. And finally, Torres shows us that cannon of his, as we see the handoff going to what I believe was Concepcion. It is Concepcion getting the ball. But yeah, going back to that earlier point, they just gotta let the ball fly. They're just being very conservative in their play calling. A lot of short passes, and it hasn't really amounted to much. And when you're down in the game, you gotta start taking risks. And what a great play by none other than the Harvard commit, Jacob Syke, getting into the backfield lightning quick and getting the sack.
Yeah, great sack there from Jacob Syke, you just said. A crucial player for Jesuit. A force to be reckoned with on the field.
And Jacob Syke getting in on the action. Nowhere to go for Torres, and it sets up third down here. 2 backs in the backfield for Torres. Trickery upcoming, and he's gonna roll back, but it's actually picked up. Intercepted by Bordelon.
He's on the run,
and he's gonna take it out to about the 50-yard line. It looks like he was hit as he was throwing, was Torres. Yeah. And it's going to go down as his third interception of the night.
Yeah, as he was hit, I don't know if I think that was Jacob Syke there, just coming in at his side right there, and he just lobbed the ball up, and there was Jace Bordelon with a great run, almost down to the 50-yard line.
It is picked off by Bordelon, and now the Crusaders have a chance to extend this lead. A great stop by the defense, who has come up big in the turnover department here tonight. And Jewett goes into motion now. O'Hara drops back, looking for his man out in the flat. Incomplete. The intended receiver was Will Taylor.
Some nice thinking there from O'Hara. A really close catch there. Could have been.
You see, O'Hara, he has that same tendency that we see in Torres, just not really letting the play develop. He has a first read that he has in mind, but that's the entire design of the play, Get that short gain, get the offense going. This time they're going to hand it to May, who's met with fire and fury on the line, stopped with about a gain of 2 yards, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
A good play by May there, but they might want to, go for a pass here, maybe to number 13, Robert Smith, on the side right there. See what they do here.
O'Hara back under center here. They're going to hand to May again, but nowhere to go.
He'll be pushed back.
Absolutely stuffed by Mays Washington, the senior, 6'2", 250 pounds of pure force. And that brings up a 3 and out after such a great interception by Bordelon.
Yeah, it was a great play by Bordelon, but unfortunately, we're going to have to kick it off here.
And the Crusaders.
Looks like it'll be Liam Garcia who will be taking the kick.
Yep, the Crusaders punt team on the field. Garcia with the punt. It's a booming beauty out to around the 20-yard line.
Oh, just would almost get there. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. Looks like Holden Maples was pushed.
Hey, that was a nasty play there against Holden Maples.
Not surprised if we see this one coming back from some sort of illegal block in the back. See the umpire gathering with his officials here, making sure they get the call right. There with his line judge.
It definitely did look like a penalty over there. He sent Maples flying over there, and that's not what you want to see.
So let's see what the call is now from the umpire. Still chatting with his officials here.
Yeah, taking their time to make sure they have the right call there.
And here's the call from the official. Going to be an illegal block in the back on the receiving team. And that's going to set up another penalty, actually. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Jesuit's side.
So 2 penalties there, one against A-Leaf, one against Jesuit.
Yep, looks like they might offset here. And Taylor is going to get the ball at around the 25-yard line, it seems. It depends on the spottage of the officials, but we're going to take this downtime to, really thank the alumni out there for watching this broadcast. And just a reminder that we just got our new alumni page set up. You can check it out at www.straightjesuit.org/alumni. And while you're there, be sure to send us your updated contact information by clicking the red Submit Class Notes button. We really appreciate all the alumni tuning in from all across the country and even all across the world to support the Fighting Crusaders here tonight.
And of course, whether you're an alumni or a current student, make sure to subscribe and put the bell notifications on for SChat, as we will be dishing out some great content for you during the year.
Yep, as you said, we have soccer coming up soon, basketball actually in the coming days.
Yeah, a couple weeks, yeah.
Yep, so super excited for all that. But back to the action here. Torres hands it off to Concepcion, and he's going to get stuffed there, brought down by number 52, Matthew Polasek. He was in on the stop, as well as Bordelon. Everyone getting in on the action. Only a short game, though. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Spontor's in a difficult spot here with some difficult field position. I think he'll go for a pass here, honestly. I think they're going to keep going for those long passes and almost Hail Marys.
They have to. They have to be aggressive. You said.
Oh, there goes a great block there.
Yeah, looks like 36 was in on the action. That's Billy Van Pelt, the junior linebacker. He was in on the stop, disrupting any of the plans that they had. Once again, Taylor defaults to that quick check down screen, and it's going to set them up for 3rd and 8 here. The Crusader defense doing a great job trying to produce a 3 and out. We were saying during the pregame that 3 and outs were going to be the key to this game, and so far the Crusaders have produced a couple.
Definitely, that could be the key to this game here. The key to scoring another great touchdown here.
So now Taylor with the same exact formation they've been running. This time they have a bit more protection. Out in the jumbo package.
Esteban Torres getting out of the pocket here. He's going to go for a pass, and it'll be an incomplete pass here for Jewett, so for A-Leaf Taylor.
Yeah, that's Saison in on the coverage. Great defending from him and avoiding the penalty flag. Doing everything perfectly within the rules, and it's going to be a 3 and out here for the Jesuit defense. And Taylor will punt it once again with Saison back to return.
So we're going to see, as you just saw once again, a common theme with Esteban Torres. If he gets out of that pocket, he's just not really able to make a solid pass there to any of his receivers or his back. So, I mean, Jesuit are doing exactly what they need to be doing right now with Esteban Torres.
So the punt here from Taylor. You see Saison back there to return it, and wow, amazing show of skill by Saison to catch the ball while he was being tackled. I'm surprised he didn't fumble the ball, but it's almost like he had hot glue on his gloves, and he was able to come down with it.
Yeah, definitely. Lance Saison is a great player. 3rd-year varsity letterman. Done a lot of offers from different colleges, Kenyon College, and the South Dakota School of Mines. So, great play by him.
One of the great staples on this Jesuit defense, and he's showing his skill on the special teams as well. So O'Hara back out there on the field, takes it from center. The toss to Crawford. Crawford takes it to the outside, but not a lot of room to run. The blocks don't go to the second level, and it brings up 2nd down and about 11 yards to go.
Some good speed there from Crawford, but Diego, I'm really hoping they use a player like Robert Smith right now to get some good yardage, since they are behind. They're still in their territory right now and need to get over into A-Leafs. So you do think that will be their play right now, going for a pass for Robert Smith?
Yeah, we saw the passing game can be absolutely lethal. See Holden Maples out there in a one-on-one. I'd love to see them take a shot to him to surprise Taylor. I mean, there's no one deep. You can literally run an 8 route and surprise him completely, but this time they're going to run it with Crawford.
He'll keep going.
5 yards. Great run there by Crawford, churning those legs. He's still pushing. Look at him.
Yeah, about 4 defenders on him.
For every inch. It's incredible.
Yeah, about 4 defenders on him right there. He just did not give up and was just basically dragging them along with him.
It does set up 3rd down and 3 for the Fighting Crusaders. Not surprised if we see another run up the middle. You see they have Foster out there, but you see Taylor stacking the box. They got 2 edge rushers, bringing their safeties down as well. Let's see what Jesuit does. O'Hara, they're going to hand it to the outside with Crawford. He's going to be stopped just shy of the first. It's going to be an interesting decision coming here from Coach Clay Kubiak, if he's going to keep the offense on the field or if he's going to punt it. I think they're going to go for it here. You might as well. You're up by 2 scores. Might as well try to keep extending your lead, but correct me. The officials are going to give the Crusaders a 1st down. They think it's enough. The spotting is very generous, and the Crusaders keep the chains moving, keep the drive alive. And now O'Hara will take it back under center again, and a penalty. A penalty on the Crusaders.
See what the call is.
A penalty. Not sure what the flag is for. I think it's 12 men on the field, Matthew.
Yeah, it could be.
I think this is a 12-man on the field call. Very silly. And they're waving the flag. They're waving the flag. The officials have miscounted the men on the field, and the Crusaders are going to take their first charge timeout. We're going to take that break to remind y'all that the open house for Strake Jesuit is coming up very soon. It's going to be on December 3rd at 7 p.m. 100% fully online. More details will be released next week in the admissions area of our website. So if you or someone you know is interested in coming to this great institution, this great education, the open house night is going to be on December 3rd at 7 p.m. Put that down in your calendar right now. Open the reminders app. You don't want to miss it.
Ryan Jesuit are back on the field right now after that timeout. And with about 6 minutes left on the clock here, they're looking for another touchdown. So
So O'Hara on the offense, back out there, first down. And they're going to run the same jumbo package here. O'Hara under center, running the audible. He doesn't like what he sees. We've seen good audibles so far. The bootleg from O'Hara stands in the pocket, lets it fly.
Oh, it's an interception.
And it's picked off. Picked off there by number 11, Williams. O'Hara stays firm in the pocket but can't deliver the throw. Williams was there for the stop. And just like that, Taylor turns things around, and now they've got a shot down 28-10 in this game with 5:47 left to go. Let's see what Torres can do.
That was an unfortunate pass there from Honor O'Hara. He just let that one slip a little bit. Didn't get, I think, as much height as he wanted to on that one. So, yeah, an unfortunate there interception.
Really unfortunate there, and O'Hara had audible to it. He saw something he wanted to see. Just the throw wasn't there. I think it was more of a miscommunication between his receiver and, obviously the quarterback. But nonetheless, I think it was Chico Hole out there. We're on the same page. But now Torres back on the field. He's going to keep rolling out to his right. Torres makes the throw. He's hit as he throws, but no one is in the vicinity. Again, a great play there by number 53, Mark Arsham. He is there every single time, causing disruption.
Yeah, great play by him. He knew exactly what he needed to do there, and that was a great play. Now Jewett are looking to get another 3 and out, I think, right now. So that's exactly what they need.
As you said, the 3 and outs are going to be crucial, and they've been proving crucial here tonight.
He's going to hand it off. And that's not going to be much yards there at all, I think. And he'll be brought down by Jacob Syke, the Harvard commit.
Jacob Syke's just been all over the field tonight. We've called his name so many times. He's done such an excellent job. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Taylor has been relatively unsuccessful here on 3rd down here tonight. Let's see what the offense comes up with. You see this constant back and forth dialogue between the head coach of Taylor and their quarterback, Torres. You're going to spread the offense. Timeout quickly taken, and rightly so. You see Kickoff sees something he doesn't like, and what was it? Is that Taylor spreads out the offense, and it leaves a complete mismatch, right? Jesuit's running a zone defense, but they don't have enough guys to cover a pass. So Taylor could have easily taken a shot down the field with not enough men from Jesuit there to cover. And so this timeout is really intelligent, and it's a great read by Coach Kickoff.
Yeah, definitely could have caught Jesuit off guard there with those receivers. So, yeah, great call there by Kickoff.
And so timeout taken by the Crusaders, a important 3rd down coming up, and we're just going to take this time to really thank Strike Jesuit for allowing the opportunity to even be here tonight. The COVID response has been phenomenal. We've allocated $3.4 million in financial aid to students this year, and it's all possible because of the Crusader Fund and the alumni and the parents that donate. And the safety protocols have been stellar, and keeping everyone safe is obviously the #1 priority. And so now Jesuit with a big task here, trying to force the 3 and out, trying to make up for O'Hara's big mistake. And now Torres drops back, pressure in his face, lets it fly, quick pass, but nowhere to go. And the Crusaders come up with an astounding 3 and out stop on the defense.
Yeah, that was a lucky play there for Esteban Torres. He really did not know where that ball was going to go, I think. He just lobbed it up. So Jesuit once again have a stellar defense and just providing all that pressure they have there on Esteban Torres.
So now Taylor out to punt. See Saison back there to return it. I would love to see him get a return. We saw his last return be pretty much ended because he didn't really have anywhere to run. And now it looks like an injury timeout potentially. You see number 53, that's Mark Garsham, one of the key players on this defense here tonight, forcing a lot of pressure. On to Torres. He's down for the count. Officials will stop the game clock for the time being, but they will now resume it. So the punt here coming from Taylor. As I said, stays on back there to return it. Looked like a hesitation for a fake for a second, but the punt finally comes out. Dazon's just going to let this one bounce all the way, and bounce it does inside of the 20-yard line, rolling and rolling all the way to the 15, where O'Hara and the offense will come out. So, Matthew, the defense does O'Hara a huge favor, and they don't give up a scoring play after the interception.
Yeah, great play by them. And also, this gives a chance for O'Hara to maybe make some great passes there to his wide receivers. So we'll see what he does here. I think he's going to probably start off with some runs again. You know, Coach Kubiak really liked those runs down the middle, down the B gap. So we'll see how this goes.
Yep, they got May back in the backfield right now. They'll hand it to him. May with a big hole. Still going. May gets the first down and more. Alex May with a strong run up the middle, like you just said. And the Crusaders are going to get the chains going. And I think actually he's going to be stopped just a bit short. His knee was down before that roll. And nonetheless, it's a solid run.
Yeah, they're second to one right now. Great May from Alex. Great run from Alex May. They got the receivers out wide.
Yep, I formation. They're going to hand it to May again. He's got a big hole up the middle, and it's enough for the first down. So Alex May
moving the chains once again for Jewett.
And, you know, one of the greatest things about this team is you have two really strong runners. You know, we're talking about Crawford and May all night long. It's been absolutely phenomenal what these two have been able to do.
Definitely. And May, you know, he had the little injury right in the first half right there, but he came bouncing back, you know, just like he does each game. You know, he always just puts in his best effort, and that's what we've seen from him tonight, especially from Crawford as well. He had some great plays, even a touchdown. So here he goes once again down the middle.
Solid run there on first down. Saw Jewett ran the tight end heavy package. Two tight ends out on the field right now. You have obviously number 84 Chico Holt, as well as 81 Thomas Jewett. And so they'll opt for the same package once again, tight end heavy. This time Jewett lines up off of the line of scrimmage. See a staggered lineup here from the receivers. They'll hand it to May again, but this time he's met by the D-line. A missed block there from Jewett. It's going to set up third down and about 2 yards to go here. Critical third down. If the Crusaders get it, they can continue to milk this clock. Already up 28-10 with 2 minutes left to go inside of the third quarter.
They just have a solid lead here, but, you know, that question is just if they can maintain it. If they will not allow A-Leaf to score another touchdown. So,
same exact formation. This time, Jake Foster checks into the game. Fullback in the backfield. They'll hand it to May again, looking for the hole. May still fighting. Is it enough? Penalty flag comes out at the end of the play, though. This might be coming back, Matthew.
It could be. Let's see what the call is right now. And it looks like the umpire is discussing it right now.
They're discussing it. Could be a potential hold here on the Crusaders. That'll set them back 5 yards. And it'll set up a third down and 8. Here's the call. Holding on the offense. So it is a holding on the offense here. And it's going to set up a third down and long. So here's the official. He's moving the ball back. And actually, they're going to call it as a personal foul. So this is a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, this is not what Jewett needs right now. This is a huge setback.
Because they just went from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 17. This is a really big mistake here by the Crusaders. It doesn't help their third down chances a lot. And now you go from a situation where you were going to run the ball for about 2 yards, try to punch it home, to where you have to get kind of aggressive here. You got to go for a long pass to try to make up the 18 yards that you're behind on.
Definitely, and all the yardage that Alex May just got right there has been basically all put back. So Jewett are in a tough position right now, 3rd and 18.
O'Hara, they're going to hand it to Crawford. Crawford making his way down the field, fighting for the extra yards, but he is just too far. The line of scrimmage is just too far from the first down marker. A solid run from Crawford, but just not enough, and Liam Garcia is set to make another appearance out on the field.
Let's see what he can do right now. As I've said before, he has one heck of a leg, and they got the receivers out back around the 20-yard line. So see if he can get it down there.
Matthew, that drive may not have amounted to points, but what it did do is it burned a lot of time off the clock.
A great pump by Liam Garcia to the 30-yard line, and they'll take a knee there.
Yeah, he didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Interesting because he had a lot of room to run, really. But
I think also when he was catching, he kind of just went down accidentally. He just went for the knee. So there is a flag on the play, though, it looks like.
Yeah, I thought Holden Maples got kind of, thrown there. Not surprised if we see some sort of call on the receiving team. The officials getting together to discuss the decision. The umpire talking to his line judge once again. A lot of penalties this game. A lot of them coming on special teams, especially the returns with illegal blocks to the back, holdings, personal fouls.
Hopefully not another costly setback here for Jewett.
Yeah, you see the 4 officials talking about it right there at the 50-yard line. Here's the call. Personal foul. Face mask on the receiving team. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down for Taylor. So, Taylor is going to get the ball at what I believe should be the 22-ish yard line. Difficult for Torres to fight out, especially since it only has a minute left in the third quarter. You're down by 2 possessions. You got to get this offense going when you really haven't been able to. Jesuit's defense has been lights out. This is a really tough hill to climb if you're a Taylor fan.
Definitely. I mean, Jesuit has a huge lead right now, and I think they're really going to maintain it. They're going to stick it out and hopefully get another touchdown on the way. But yeah, of course, less than a minute on the clock left for this third quarter. Esteban Torres with a short pass there, only about a couple yards gained.
Yeah, Torres, we've seen this all night long, really. We only saw that one play where he targeted Mwamba on that deep route. But
that was honestly a lucky play. They're not going to lie for Mwamba. I mean, he had that safety on him.
I mean, he was basically just taking a 50-50 shot, just throwing it out there. But for the rest of the game, he's just done short passes, really conservative in the way that he handles his distribution of the ball. You saw the handoff there. That was to Concepcion. He's been kind of quiet tonight, We were mentioning in the pregame how in the Pearland game, he was a big-time player for A-Leaf Taylor, but he's really been shut down, and I think it's been Mark Arsham, Caldwell, and Jacob Syke really doing a great job on the line here tonight.
Definitely. And of course, we can't forget Matthew Polasek, who had a great block again earlier on.
So that's going to do it here for the third quarter of action. The Jesuit Crusaders hold on to their lead, 28-10, going into the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with the final quarter of action. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready for the fourth quarter action. I hope you all have been enjoying this game just as much as we have. The Crusader offense has really been lights out, and the defense has come up really big. But where else they need to come up big is on this next play. 3rd down and 5 here. Torres in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Torres looking, surveying, fielding, running out of the pocket, still going. Torres fighting for the yards. Is it enough, Matthew?
Well, I don't think so, honestly. I think he was a little bit short right there. Yeah, I don't think he's going to move the chains there for A-Leaf Taylor.
Regardless if he moves the chains or not, I can imagine this is 4-down territory if you're Taylor. I doubt they punt the ball. I mean, you're down. It's the fourth quarter. You got to start taking some risks here. And I see a lot of guys coming in. I'm wondering if they're going to punt the ball here. Questionable decision for sure, considering the fact they're down by 2 possessions. And this is a 4th and 1. But they don't want to risk anything. And questionable for sure. But Jesuit's got to capitalize on this very unrisky play call. Low snap, line drive kick. Saison is going to watch this one just bounce and bounce and bounce to the inside of the 20 and to about 16-yard line, where O'Hara will command the Jesuit offense once again, which is kind of slowed down in the second half. You know, we haven't seen the explosiveness we saw in the first half. What do you think they need to, get back into the swing of things again?
Well, I mean, of course, they got to keep using their running back. I mean, O'Hara, he's not going to be, I think, passing a lot right now, as we've seen throughout the game. He's just really they're really comfortable right now with Crawford and May. So I think, as we've seen in the first half, Crawford and May, they really are capable of making some great runs here, as they are about to do right now, as Alex May is about to do. So, they're just going to keep doing what works, I think. But I think it would be really interesting to see them make a pass out there to their wide receivers.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Coach Kubiak, head coach and offensive coordinator of this team, what he's really trying to do, and what I've noticed in these last couple of drives, is he's really trying to just burn the clock. He knows Taylor doesn't have time. So they're going to continue pushing the run. They've got 2 excellent runners, and they're just going to try to burn the clock as much as they can. It's not really in their interest to score right now. It's better to burn that clock and make Taylor work for it. Audible here from O'Hara, takes the direct snap. They're going to hand to May, run to the outside. May still going, gets a couple of blocks. May still going. May fights for it down to the 40.
There's a flag on the play
as well. A lot of
laundry
flags just flying out of the air left and right. I think this is going to get called back, probably a holding call.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, 2 flags on the play right now. I mean, yeah, I think that might have been a holding. We shall see here.
The officials have been pretty slow here tonight when conferring with each other and getting the call straight. See the umpire there at around the 20-yard line, ready to make the call. Talking with his right judge. And looks like this one's coming back, Matthew. It was a solid run from May. And we've really seen Jesuit take advantage of that C gap, just running it wide, using that speed. Both runners are very fast, and we've seen pretty explosive plays.
Definitely saw them expose the C gap in the first half, and I think they're just back to haunt Ailey Taylor with that once again.
And so instead of a first down, we're seeing a 2nd down and long here for the Crusaders. Joel Crawford and Connor O'Hara back in the backfield. Edge pressure here from Taylor. O'Hara's going to let this one fly. Got his man, but slipping through his hands is Will Taylor. Just couldn't come up with it, and Taylor takes a really big hit on that play.
A really smart pass there from O'Hara. A really rocket of a pass as well. Close, but it looks like
it's Will Taylor.
Yeah, Will Taylor would be injured.
He was trying to catch that ball, but I think either he got hit in the head or he got the air taken out of him. Let's hope he's okay. We've already seen a couple of injuries here tonight.
Yeah. I mean, so far the injuries have not been too bad, but
yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I think he can get back up from this, but
he's still on the ground, but he'll be able to get up right now.
Yeah, I think he got the air taken out of him, Matthew. I mean, that happens a lot. Just whenever you're catching the ball, and you just get blindsided, and you fall down really hard like he did. It's a very common thing to happen. Luckily, he's able to get on his feet, and it doesn't look like the injury is too bad, and should be good to go for the rest of the game. That was a good thing to see.
Yeah, definitely.
But what's not a good thing to see here is that the Crusaders are now in 3rd and long territory. And add on to that the clock has stopped. So now they got to run a play here. Very difficult 3rd down conversion. O'Hara is just going to hand it to Crawford. They're going to continue to work that clock. Crawford's not really going to go anywhere. He's going to get about 5 yards, and it's just another 3 and out. Both of these teams trading 3 and outs. They're not really able to get anything going in the second half.
It definitely seems like a war of attrition right now for both teams. But hopefully, defense can keep that 3 and out going, the 3 and out theme going. So we'll see what happens here with.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, this benefits Jesuit really in the long run, because if they keep trading these 3 and outs like you were alluding to,
Just bring the clock, as you said.
Just run the clock. Taylor is the one that's got to be getting aggressive. Good punt by Garcia, nearly blocked, and it's going to send Taylor back.
Back in their own territory right now, trying to scramble out of it.
That's King just going back and forth.
Oh my. They are in Jesuit territory right now. He could have been taken down multiple times, but he just kind of scurried around them, dodging each defender right there.
Just running around like a jackrabbit, not really knowing where he was going to go through. Eventually makes his way down to around the 45-yard line. And now, well, let's see if Taylor can muster a drive. We've been talking about these 3-and-outs from the Jesuit offense, or Jesuit defense, excuse me. The stops have been incredible here tonight. They've really shut down Taylor's offense in a big way, and they haven't let them do what they want to do. Torres has not shown up here tonight. He had a pretty decent night against Pearland, but now he's been shut down in a quick slant. Check down pass to the flat, excuse me. And this is what Taylor needs. They got to start getting into the rhythm. They got to start getting these short passes. But again, they got to keep their eye on the clock. They're down by 2 possessions. They got to keep pushing.
And Esteban Torres, again, as I've said over and time again, he's just one of those players that needs to be solid in his positioning right now, and they just have to provide that urgency that will. Okay.
Yeah, but that handoff to Concepcion not going to go anywhere. You see, they tried to fool Jesuit again with that. Am I going to hand it off? Am I going to keep it? Am I going to pass it? But nope. Jesuit wasn't fooled there. And now it sets up 3rd down and 5. Once again, we might see another 3-and-out. And this defense has just been keeping Taylor to no yards whatsoever. Now you see Torres in the backfield alone in the shotgun. Gonna take a shot downfield, down the sideline.
Almost
broken up right there. Great defense. That's the veteran Lance Saison in on the stop.
So close there. Almost an interception there for Lance Saison. He was extremely close there.
Great defense by Saison. When the DB is able to turn things around and become the receiver in the play, that's when you know that you have a high-quality player. And that's exactly what Saison did in that occasion. He was the one fighting for the ball instead of the receiver. But Taylor's down in this game. They got to go for 4th down. Even though this is a bad decision, they got to go for 4th down. And in the shotgun is Torres. He rolls out to his left. Torres looking, takes the shot down the field. Is it caught?
It looks like it is.
Looks like the reception is there. A great catch there for Tyler King. Jesuit is pleading their case, and no! Incomplete pass. Incomplete for Tyler King. We saw Torres roll out, and nearly making the catch was Tyler King. And the Crusaders get the turnover on downs that they need, and a great stop by the defense.
Great stop indeed. Another, just trading 3-and-outs once again. Exactly what Jesuit need right now. They need to be kind of burning out the clock, but as well, they're going to try to push back again and get some more yardage here with Connor O'Hara and Joel Crawford, who's on the field right now right behind O'Hara.
Yeah, they got Crawford, and they also got an extra fullback in the mix here. False start, flags fly left, right, and center. This is coming back 5 yards, and it sets up 1st and 15.
This is being pushed back a little bit here, but really nothing to be worried about right now, I think. I think you're just looking to, as you said, burn the clock out, but...
Yeah, if this defense can continue to hold Taylor to 3-and-outs, this game is basically over. Taylor, they can't push through. The offense hasn't been great, but the Crusaders need to come up with a solid drive and burn as much of the clock as possible. And here they got Smith in motion. They're going to send him to the right side. Man coverage on him. They're going to hand to Crawford up the middle, but nowhere to go. The blocking has not been there in the second half whatsoever. Not allowing for good runs, and this sets up 2nd down and long.
It looks like there'll be injury on the field for A-Leaf Taylor. Looks like a man is down right now.
Yeah, can't really identify who it is just at the moment. Hopefully that he is okay. You never want to see anyone go down with an injury. It's really unfortunate, but hopefully he gets up pretty quickly. Take this downtime to welcome all the alumni listeners, and we thank you for tuning in here tonight. And a reminder that you can check out our new and updated website, www.straightjesuit.org/alumni. And while you're there, click on the Submit Class Notes button to update your information. And that way we can contact you and, continue being this great Jesuit family that we are. And an update on the player on the field. He's okay. He's jogging back on the sideline. That's a great sight to see. You always like to see that. That was Henry Williams, the senior defensive back, making his way back to the sideline. And now the Crusaders are set up with a 2nd and 14. Not really sure what they're going to do here. Obviously, they want to keep burning the clock. And the clock is running right now, right? It's at 7:40, 7:39. But honestly, a run might not be so smart here. Just because the yardage gained is not going to be enough. But as you see, they come out in an absolutely run formation. They're going to hand it to Crawford. He's going to be stuffed. It looks like Coach Kubiak has just really opted to put his trust in the defense and to make these stops. And he's just using the offense to milk the clock as much as he can.
Yeah, and I mean, Crawford is a great player, as we said, and I think he will be able to maybe get the first down here. But yeah, as you said, I don't know if Jesuit's going exactly for the touchdown right now. They could be wanting to just gain some yardage and then call it a day for the offense. But, as we keep saying, it's not over till it's over. Do not tune out of this game at all. A-Leaf Taylor's going to keep pushing back, and Jesuit are going to keep pushing back even harder. So,
yeah, and just a reminder of what is at stake in this game. Jesuit's 1-4 coming into this game. Taylor's 1-3. Both of them looking for the win, and O'Hara drops back. Deep shot down the field for Robert Smith. And that is caught for the first down.
Interception by Robert Smith.
What a catch by Robert Smith. O'Hara delivering an absolute dime. A perfect strike. Right on the money. And Robert Smith, we said we really wanted to see him get in this action. And he does it right there. Great reception.
A great run by Robert Smith, and that's what we've been saying all along. That O'Hara really needs those deep passes to Robert Smith, and they're going to gain that yardage really quickly right now. So
O'Hara takes it under center. He's going to hand to Crawford. No, it's a bootleg. O'Hara finds his man. That's making a man miss as well. Down inside the 20. That's Will Taylor. What a great catch and run effort by him, making a man miss, breaking some ankles out there. And the Crusaders keep moving on, keep moving the chains. This looks like a really promising drive.
A promising drive indeed. They just would have first down right now, so they're looking for the touchdown, I think. They're looking to keep moving the chains and, gain some more points here as they're 28-10 right now, so.
And the Crusaders, there was a flag down, but the officials decide to pick the flag back up. So O'Hara, after speaking with Coach Kubiak, checks back in on the field. Who said this is a very momentum-heavy drive for the Crusaders. 2 big passes back-to-back after we had seen the absence of the pass game in this matchup have really brought this Jesuit offense to life. And a penalty actually is going to put the Crusaders even further inside of the red zone. And so now you got Crawford in the backfield. You got Smith out on the outside. Let's see, O'Hara is going to hand it to Crawford, who's got a bit of a room to run.
Evades each defender that tries to take him down. Great run by Crawford there.
Yeah, he's shut down at around the 5-yard line. Solid run nonetheless. And it continues to milk this clock, This drive has been going on for around 2 minutes now. And the Crusaders are poised into position to add to their lead and make this a 3-possession game.
Yeah, Jesuit's 2nd and goal right here. A great position to score. They're probably just going to use Crawford right now. Get that easy touchdown.
Exactly, Matthew. And got Jake Foster, the fullback, who checks in. Run heavy. You see they got the 2 tight ends out there on the field as well. A lot of pressure. They're going to send Jewett to the left now. Most likely a run to that side, and it is. Crawford, can he find it? No, he's going to be just a bit short. Sets up 3rd down. And the Crusaders are just so close to the end zone.
Yeah, they can take the touchdown right now. They are so close.
And now Coach Kubiak talking to the other assistant coaches. Let's see what they want to do here. Obviously, they're taking their sweet time. It's 15 seconds left on the play clock, but they got to hurry up. I'm assuming they might wait for a timeout here because O'Hara isn't even in the huddle. Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. Coach Kubek is going to take the timeout right at 1 second on the play clock. Really smart decision. This is a big third down. You want to punch this in. This is essentially the knockout blow, right? You have A-Leaf Taylor on the ropes, and Jesuit just got to get that one last uppercut to finish this fight.
Yeah, definitely. Jesuit are just trying to put A-Leaf Taylor on their last breath right here, and yeah, that's what they need.
So, with this timeout, we'd like to, just thank you all for watching this stream tonight. A lot of work goes into these streams, and we do appreciate that you guys are, spending your Friday night here with us. We hope that you're enjoying the game as much as we are. I know Matthew and I are having a blast here. It's great to see the Crusader team, succeeding. We know it's been a rough season, but this is the bounce back the Crusaders need. I think this is the turnaround game that they needed. This was a must-win, as we said. We talked to Jacob Syke before the game, and he said this was the must-win game that they needed. And so far, they've delivered. And promising things are being shown from both the offense and the defense. What do you think, Matt?
And we've seen what Jesuit can do earlier on in the season with that away game where they just shut out their opponents. So Jesuit are really capable of shutting down any opponent that comes their way. And we're just seeing what they can do here. And yeah, it's great to see that. We talked with, as you said, Jacob Syke and Spencer Cola. They know that they needed to win this game, and a quote from Spencer Cola is that we are a better team, but we just need to remember the only people we are.
And the hands of Crawford. Crawford fighting, and he gets the touchdown. Joel Crawford in for 6, and the Crusaders extend their lead. 28-10 turns into 34-10, and Jesuit has now delivered the knockout blow. You see Crawford's ecstatic on the sidelines. He's there with Robert Smith. Look at the celebrations. Oh, man, they are so hyped for this moment. Great run by Crawford. You see the offense celebrating. And Castellanos has been automatic all season long. Why not add to his grand tally of field goals made? Punches it through. The PAT is good. And a late flag coming out there. A late flag. It looks like there was a hit on one of the offensive linemen out there. That was number 73, Blake Brzezinski. Looks like he took a bit of a hit at the end. I think this is going to be added to the kickoff. But solid drive there, Matthew. Break it down for us.
Yeah, it was a solid drive there. Just utilizing Crawford's speed and his ability to stay up, against any defender thrown at him. So, yeah, just using Crawford, and he is just an unstoppable force there. Down the B gap, down the A gap, down the C gap. He is just really unstoppable.
And I love the emotion on the sidelines. Chico Holt right there. He's just hyping everyone up. This is great. This is the morale you want to see. This is, the fruits of such hard work in this game. You saw the defense. They had to show up, and they did. The offense, they had to show up, and they did. Everything worked to plan for Jesuit here tonight. And sure, it was a bit of a slow second half, but the defense kept the offense in the game. They got the 3 and outs that we said were critical. In the pregame show we talked about. They had to stop Taylor early, and they did. Everything that Jesuit needed to do, they've done it perfectly, and that is why they're winning this game here tonight.
A giant win for Jesuit here. Not much left to go on the clock here, but we're going to see how it turns out. Of course, do not leave the game. The game is not over until the final whistle blows.
You're absolutely right in that, and Taylor's obviously going to be very aggressive now in their play calling. We know they've run this scheme with the running backs in the back, trying to do a bit of misdirection here and there. But now we've got to see what Torres is made of. We've got to see what that arm is capable of. They got to start taking shots down the field. But as a Jesuit DB, you know that. And so now you got to be alert. You got to be able to make a play and shut down any of these attempts from Taylor. And obviously Joe Monero out there.
Joe Monero with the return. He seems a great return for him. Some squibs as well, but see what he does here. A bit of a low kick there. And A-Leaf will be on the return.
Oh, they will go right up the middle.
They will go past the yard line.
Great return. That is the second one we've seen from King. his returns are just incredible. He's got that burst of speed up the middle, juking guys out left and right, making everyone miss. But can we give credit where credit is due? Joseph Monero slowing him down, making sure he didn't get that final burst to really take it to the house. The kicker showing up big for his team on the play.
Yeah, it could have been really dangerous there, and Joseph Monero stepping up, playing to 2 different positions right there, so it's really great for him. Yeah, a great stop there. And just a crucial stop they needed right now, and to keep the time kind of going, and yeah, just extend the win right now.
Yeah, for sure. And Taylor now, however, is in a great position to maybe come back in this game, you know? You got great field position. They're at the 30-yard line. As I said right here, they got to stop doing this backfield nonsense. It's got to be one man running the show back there. And Jewett doesn't like what they see. They're going to take a timeout. They're going to make a substitution now. They're going to put in number 44. That's Jared Broussard. So they got to know what's coming. Obviously, Taylor's strategy now is just pass, pass, pass. They can't afford to hand it off to Concepcion. It hasn't been working here tonight, and it's not going to be working when you're down by this much with only 4 minutes left to go. You got to get aggressive. You got to start going for those pass plays. And to be honest, I'd like to see Tyler King get in the mix. We just saw what he did on that return. We saw what he did on the touchdown. I'm surprised they haven't looked for him more than they have tonight.
Yeah, and they definitely, Esteban Torres cannot be risking those keeps that he likes to do down the middle. I mean, those do not really get any yards for him or his team at all. So, yeah, he's probably going to be looking for some passes here as he's in the huddle right now, talking with his head coach. So we'll see what they do. They definitely had some diversity in their plays, and some lucky long passes as well. So that could be what they're going for here.
So the Taylor offense, Dogs back onto the field. You see number 19, Davion Flint, in the backfield there with Torres. Pretty spread offense here. Jewett in his zone coverage. He'll send someone in the slot. Torres lets it fly, and the slot man is wide open. The trickery on the motion before the play wasn't accounted for. The zone defense didn't work out, and number 19, Davion Flint, they sent him in motion, unaccounted for, and he gets a walk-in touchdown with 4:16 left to go. Matthew, you said it wasn't over till it's not over, and Taylor is showing a bit of life here.
Definitely, they might be coming back here, for some more points. I'm going for an easy PAT here, but yeah, he was just left unaccounted for there. Just a lot of space. Jewett should have covered him, yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the way he was used there, He lined up in the backfield. He's not really a running back they like using, right? He's down here as a DB. And so
yeah,
they put him in.
A tricky play there, yeah.
They basically motion him to the slot, and Jewett isn't accounted for him. They think he's going to be in the backfield, but when you take him out of the backfield, you completely confuse the defense, and unaccounted for, he goes walking into the end zone. I don't even think there was anyone near him. They were practicing their social distancing, I guess, because there was no one in a 6-foot radius.
And so now Jewett are up 35-17 right now in the fourth quarter with about 4 minutes left on the clock here. So Connor O'Hare will come back out again after the return here.
Yep, you see Saison is back deep to return. Interestingly enough, Holden Maples, who has really been the returner here on these kickoffs, is lined up a bit shorter. I think this is because Jewett is really expecting an onside kick. So you want to have your best receivers, the guys who have pretty much tar on their hands, go up and grab this. We've seen a lot of misplays on onside kicks, especially in the professional leagues this season. So Jewett can't let themselves get caught off guard. They got to wait for this ball to go 10 yards. Well, not wait for it. They got to pounce on this ball as soon as it's kicked. And they can't let Taylor get it at the 10-yard line. But here we go now. Onside kick. Does Taylor have life? The kick is up. It's squibbing. It's difficult. And it's recovered by Taylor. They think they have it. Who's on top of the ball?
That was just a really lopsided kick there by Elif Taylor. Just went straight there, almost to the sidelines.
But no, Craig Royal falls on the ball for the Crusaders.
Craig Royal with another great play. He had a great interception in the first half. So, another great play from him.
For sure, he's really been a key in this game. And the Crusaders catch a break there. You know, it seemed almost as if they weren't going to catch the ball. But they come up with it now, and all O'Hara has to do is hand the ball off, chew this clock. Taylor's got 2 timeouts, so I'm assuming they're going to use them on this drive. Here's O'Hara now, taking it from center. The hand to May. May to the outside. May makes a cut. May down the field, down inside the 40-yard line.
Oh, he's going to hit a bench right now.
Takes a
might
big
be
hit on the bench.
I think he'll be okay, though. I think he's getting up.
And that's a late hit on the sideline, too. You can see Coach Kubiak
Coach
not
Kubiak is not happy
with
about that. Yeah. But he found that go route, though. He had a great run.
That was a big hit May takes on the bench. I hope he's okay. Man, he just got tossed out of bounds after such a solid run. You see him back on his feet, being helped there by Robert Smith, one of the captains on this team. It's great to see him back on his feet, but that was a really hard hit he took after such a solid run.
Yeah, solid run there from Alex May. Been a crucial part to this Jesuit offense, along with Joe Crawford. But he's back up, thankfully. And his team is cheering him on here.
Yeah, because the head coach from Taylor is out on the field.
There's a flag on the play
There's
right
a
now.
flag on the play. Motion's running really high here. As we said, this is a high-stakes game. Both teams desperately need this win. Personal foul here called on Jewett.
Yeah, an interesting call there, since Alex May was the one that was kind of pushed out of bounds there.
You see Taylor's head coach is out on the field right now.
Yeah,
He's out
first
there
time
with
we've
his
seen him
guys.
come onto the field, and
He's literally in the huddle with them right now. Emotions running rampant here inside of Clay Stadium. 4 minutes left to go. An exciting finish to this game.
definitely both teams are not going down without a fight right now. And A-Leaf Taylor trying to push back on Jewett.
And it looks like a penalty from the Crusaders will erase Alex May's valiant efforts to make a solid run. And the ball is spotted at around the 48-yard line. So a bit of chippiness on the field. 4 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this game. Crusaders trying to put it away. First down. O'Hara under center. He gets the snap, hands it to Crawford on the outside. Crawford cuts back, fighting for yards, wrestled down at around the 50-yard line.
Couple yards there for Crawford. And they're just going to keep running these passes down the middle, I think, And it's kind of working for them. They just want to run the clock out and get some yardage where they can. What do you think about this, Diego? Do you think they're going to keep running running with Bill Crawford here?
Absolutely. It's a no-brainer from me. Crawford has been solid all night long. And if you can continue to, meticulously, methodically, drive down the field with these 3, 4, 5-yard runs, eventually it adds up to a first down. And that's all Jesuit needs. Continue to build onto this momentum and chew the clock. And O'Hara takes from center again. They hand to Crawford up the middle. This time he is stuffed, but not after making a great gain of about 4 yards. And it sets up 3rd down and 3. Big 3rd down coming up here. Excuse me, it's more of a 3rd down and 4 here. Big 3rd down for the Crusaders. Not surprised if we see the run here again. I mean, this is almost a no-brainer. You already got the clock down to 3 minutes. 2-possession game. O'Hara's going to go over to Coach Kubiak to make sure they got the call right.
And they got Robert Smith as well right there on the play, so could be utilized here.
And interestingly enough,
He's going to go left.
oh, they do. Jake Foster's out on the field. My bad. But yep, they got the I formation here. O'Hara under center. They hand to Crawford. He's going to try to run to the right, but
He gets
he's
stuffed in the
wrestled
middle.
down. Stuffed, as you said. Nowhere to go there for Crawford, and this is going to be a 4th down stop here for Taylor. So after the personal foul, Jewett really gets hurt on that one. And the stop is made by Taylor. They'll take their timeout, stopping the clock at 2:25. So the game is absolutely not over by any means. We can still see Torres muster a comeback. But if the Crusader defense can step up, this game is over.
Yeah, definitely. The strikers have been clinical. The defense has been clinical. And it's just going to be up to them right now, I think, really, just to stop A-Leaf from getting any more points. And, they're up 35-17. They're in a pretty good spot right now, I think. I'm pretty confident in their ability to win this game. And we'll just take this time to remind you, or to welcome all our Straight Jesuit alumni. We thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check out our new and improved alumni website at our straightjesuit.org/alumni. We'll see you there, and be sure to send us your updated contact information by clicking the red Submit Class Notes button.
Yeah, we do like to thank everyone, you, the viewer, who's watching the broadcast right now and spending your Friday night with us. It's been a great game so far, and the Crusaders are on track to record their second win of the season, a must-win, to put it in the words of Jacob Syke. William Garcia with a booming punt sends it to around the 25-yard line. And now Torres takes the field and will try to command his Taylor Lions to a impressive comeback. It's going to be really difficult because this Crusader defense has been really good so far, but we'll see.
Jacob Syke, the Harvard commit, coming into the field again. Excited to see what he has left in his tank right now. And the coach is giving some signals to the players right now to make sure they have the call right.
So Taylor takes the field once again. You see they're going to run their two backs in the backfield again, despite being down 2 possessions with only 2 minutes left to go. Torres takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to number 19. That's Lint, who scored the touchdown earlier on the drive. On the previous drive. Solid gain of about 6 yards, brings up 2nd and 4. See Grabe Grunwald checking back into the game. Excuse me, that's actually Jacob Technic checking back into the game. Quick check down pass here. That's caught, but brought down by Technic. He's in on a stop. Pass was caught by Tyler King. He's been saying his name all night long. And it brings up 3rd down and short. Big 3rd down here, but only 1:39 left to go. Taylor, it looks like they're winning this game by 40. Look at them taking their time, jogging onto the field. You're down by 2 possessions with only a minute. This is kind of obscene what they're doing. They're going to hand it off once again. Big run up the middle. That's enough for the 1st down. Solid run there by number 30, Derek Potter. And it's enough to move the chains for another 1st down for Taylor. But the clock, Matthew, the clock is running down. I don't know what Taylor's doing. They're down in this game, and they're just running the ball with...
Yeah, there goes another run right now, trying to get some more yardage, but yeah, they're not going to be able to move the chains, I think, with only about a minute left on the clock right now.
Yeah, it's a run by Henry Jimba. First time we've called his name tonight. We've seen their main run carrier be Concepcion, but he's been shut down for the most part, as has the rest of the Taylor offense. It was a great outing by the Jesuit defense.
Here's Torres once again. He'll take the snap.
Torres taking his dear time, looking to his left. The read isn't there. Rolling out, pressure coming.
And there's a lot of pressure on him. There's a sack.
Sacked, brought down, number 92. That is Joey Garcia in on the stop. And the Crusaders record another sack. Everyone was in on the action. I mean, Torres was just taking the scenic route. He was looking, couldn't find his man, and he just gave up on the play.
And that's what we have seen throughout this game with that Jesuit defense, putting all that pressure on Esteban Torres, who cannot deal with it, honestly. He just cannot, and tries to get out of the pocket, and it looks like the game is over. Jesuit win 35-17, and they blow out here A-Leaf Taylor for a great win.
I'm just really confused at what happened to Taylor there. I mean, there was like 10 seconds left in the game, and they didn't even realize the clock was running out. Like, Torres lost all sight of it, and that's their mistake, and Jesuit will capitalize on it. A solid win for the Crusaders here tonight. Matthew, if you had to pick one guy who stood out tonight, one MVP, who is it going to be for you?
No, it's tough between those two running backs, Joel Crawford and Alex May, but I think we really did see a lot from Joel Crawford. Got a couple of touchdowns here today, and it was just great to see him make some crucial runs for Jesuit. And here we go. We're gonna kneel down and pray again on the end zone.
A solid win here for the Jewett Crusaders. Thank you all so much for tuning in, but don't click off the stream just yet, because we have the full analysis, the expert breakdown from none other than Will Turboff coming right up here on the post-game show presented by Crusader Sports Network.
Yeah, be sure to tune into that post-game show. Very exciting stuff from Will Turboff as he analyzes this game. So we'd just like to thank you for tuning in to this broadcast by the Crusader Sports Network. I am Matthew Cabrera with my partner,
Diego Sanchez.
and we are signing off. Have a great night.
Have a great night, everyone.
We still have a little bit to go. The Strike Jewett Fighting Crusaders win this one by quite a margin. I said earlier in the pregame show that the past two games, the only two games that the Crusaders have played against the Lions, they had pretty much been blowouts. And although this was only a 2-touchdown game, Strike Jewett had this one in the bag, almost from the start. So let's go ahead and look at some film throughout the game, starting in the first quarter. So this one right here was another one of those play-action passes. We saw a lot of those from Connor O'Hara. He likes running that bootleg. It looks like we may have lost the film. All right, right here it looks like we've got, this is a nice defensive play for the Crusaders. The defense was really strong tonight. We had 2 picks. One pick six by Craig Royal, another pick by Evan Ford, quite a few sacks. Mark Arsham stood out tonight. Jacob Syke, the Harvard commit, stood out tonight. Overall, looking at a team that had given up 33 and 50 points in the last 2 weeks, this was a great game defensively. Although you give up 17 points and you'd like to cut that maybe next week into 10, and then at some point, you just want to make sure that you're not giving up any points, because the closer you get to the playoffs, the more those win means. And we said at the pregame show and at the halftime show that if Strake Jewett has any plans on making the playoffs, they're going to have to win out. So they've got one. They have 2 more games left to go. Those games will be against Alief, Elsik, and Alvin. We will see Alvin next week here at home, and then Elsik on the road to finish off the regular season. And depending on how those 2 games go, we may see the Crusaders in the playoffs as one of the lowest seeds possible in 6A Division I. Although those divisions haven't been decided yet, it's very likely that Strake Jewett will end up in Division I just because of the size of the school and where they will be ranked. So let's take a look at District 23, just some of the other action in this district tonight. No real upsets between Pearland and Hastings. It looks like it was a final score of 37-9. Pearland has looked very strong. They had a nice win over Strake Jewett a few weeks ago. Another game is Shadow Creek and Elsik. This game, I saw the score at halftime. It was a blowout, and it just got even more of a blowout. This final score is 59-0. Shadow Creek has had a tough way to start the season. They actually had 2 losses to start the season. Bounced back against Strake Jewett. Get a win against Elsik. Not one of the stronger teams in the district, but all these district wins mean something. The next one is Dawson and Alvin. Dawson is undefeated, not only in district, but in all play this year. They get another win over Alvin right here, 42-7. So Strake Jewett has 3 teams right there, Pearland, Shadow Creek, and Pearland Dawson. They will see one of those teams in the playoffs, and they're going to be the underdogs no matter who they face, but especially against those teams because all 3 of those teams have beaten them pretty bad. But let's talk about the Crusaders again. Joel Crawford, who they named MVP of this game, he had multiple touchdowns. I said that you were going to have to utilize him as well as May. He got a lot of the carries. He ended up having a nice run in the second half there to just kind of finish this one off. But overall, I think honestly, I think he's the best back on this team. He's got one more year after this, so we're really excited to see what he can do next year. Obviously, he will be the top back next year. He got banged up in this game, to be honest. So we hope that he gets some rest this weekend and feels better, as the week goes on, and then plays a great game against Alvin. On the defensive side, I said that they had picks from Evan Ford and Craig Royal. Craig Royal did get a pick 6, and I am naming him the defensive MVP of this game. He's a junior, hasn't got a lot of spotlight in the first few games of this year, but he really had a great game tonight. This junior class is really sticking out late in the season. We're excited to see what they can do. Well, I think that's just about it for Crusader Sports Network tonight. For Diego and Matt, for our producers, Sal Nuzzo and Mr. Pep, I'm Will Serboff. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week for Strake Jesuits game against Alvin here at Clay Stadium. Thank you.